Colorado, home to a nighttime matchup in the Mountain Time Zone. Sun splashed for now, and since 1967, this great tradition, Ralphie 7 makes her run at just a year old. And now, here come the Buffaloes. Hi again, everyone. We hope you had a great Halloween. I'm Tim Brando. By my side is old number 98. Wait a minute. What happened to you? A ghoul or goblin get you?
No, it was old Voldemort over here. If not for my mom saving me, I would have more than just this scar.
Well, that being said, Jekyll and Hyde is what we've been seeing with Colorado from an offensive standpoint. And when you think about it, their quarterback, Caden Salter, a really good athlete, Devin. He's been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde himself.
Yeah, of course, and there's a really clear formula for the offense of Colorado to have success, and it starts with Caden Salter. He has to, one, find those layups and hit them, especially when the blitz comes. He has to find that easy throw and make sure he deters the defensive coordinator to not send those blitzes as much. And then the second thing, he has to make sure he adds in the run game. When he runs the football for this team, this offense is totally different. Take a look at this comparison in the win against Iowa State and then against Utah a week ago. The quarterback run was non-existent, and that is not a formula for success.
On the flip side, Brent Brennan's team is really much better than their 4-4 record. They've lost a couple of really tough games, but Noah Fafita has been the goods, statistically outstanding, and he looks to soar tonight.
Now, people at home are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you right now, I think that the exit of his best friend, Tetairoa McMillan, was the best thing that could have happened to his development as a quarterback. He is a completely different quarterback, but he still has all the same old skills. Let me tell you what the tape says on the new and improved Noah Fafita. It starts with his legs. He's got a superpower now. He makes sure that he adds in that run game, and then that elite deep ball is still there. And then he finds windows. As a smaller quarterback, you have to make sure that you find those windows, and he does it great. He's going to have to continue to do it.
You know, I know some medical people. We could get some help for that scar.
Yeah, I need it.
Yeah. Might have to call my son-in-law. You never know. Here are the faces, Devin, looking to go places tonight. No, those are not scars. Those are decals. Tonight on FS1, Zona and the Buffaloes. Perfect night. Sun-splashed afternoon. Sunset upon us. And there's Shedeur Sanders, who surprised Papa, making it in for the walk. Now, of course, with the Cleveland Browns. And Buck Buchanan will be handling the kickoff chores for Colorado. They won the toss and deferred. Arizona will receive. The third member of our broadcast team, Josh R. Sims, after trying to, do a little number helping out my partner physically prior to this game, is standing by. We'll hear from him momentarily. Javen Watley and Quincy Craig are back deep for Arizona in twin safety. Don't be surprised if we don't see the kitchen sink opened up tonight by Colorado. In every phase of the game, they know what's at stake. They've got to have a November to remember to get to a bowl game again. This boot is a good one, and it will go through the end zone for a touchback. And out to the 25-yard line we go. And here is Josh R. Sims.
Well, Timmy B, they say you practice how you play. That was not the case for this Colorado team last week, who after what they called a great week of practice fell on the road as they fell flat against a very good Utah team. Coach Prime pointed to the fact that they had missed opportunities early that snowballed from there, but they made the necessary adjustments during the week, had another great week of practice. I asked Coach Prime, how does history not repeat itself? He said, because I saw the look in my players' eyes. They do not want that feeling. Once again, they are focused for this game, Tim.
Flush it. Those were the words of, in 2 words only, he took care of it. Ismail Mahdi is in the backfield, and there goes Fafita running the football just as Devin suggested on the opening play. And that's a gain of 7 to open for this redshirt junior out of Huntington Beach, California.
Like I talked about, his development as a quarterback has jolted forward a considerable amount with the exit of Tetairoa McMillan. He spreads this football all around.
On a quick out, it is caught. That's Chris Hudson. And the young man they refer to as Hut out of Compton, California, with the reception. Ivan Yates, the transfer from Furman, with the stop.
This is just what you call a 9-stop, where you run that 9 route, a go route, and then you stop it at 9 yards. A perfect timing throw for Noah Fafita.
First down from the 43 for Arizona. Trips to the bottom of your screen, little teacup. And out of that bubble screen look, Trey Spivey. He's a big game breaker. He has run for touchdown after touchdown, and he's going again. Trey Spivey, 57 yards. He doesn't get targeted much, but when he does, the flashes of big play capability come to the forefront. He had a 70-yarder earlier. And the numbers are incredible for him. He has 6 touchdowns coming in on 11 touches. We'll make it 7 in 12 touches after that one. And they'll try to tack on the point. That didn't take long.
Didn't take long at all.
And Trey Spivey is the goods.
I'm just telling you, when he touches the football, something special usually happens. And with not a lot of time off the clock, number 12 in that all-white takes it to the house.
Seven to nothing our score. Fafita goes to his big play guy right out of the gates. Spivey, and as we mentioned, on
that's incredible.
12 touches, he's got 7 touchdowns. That's
an incredible stat, Tim.
It is.
I mean, you got to get to him more.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, but for Spivey, he's probably like, don't mess it up.
Yeah, Seth Dagey, the offensive coordinator, former Texas Tech star, told us, we need to find him a little bit more this week.
They found him.
And why did that touchdown happen, 98?
Well, it's just a simple math equation, Tim. You've got 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2. Now it's up to, in the inside, Hodge, number 4. He's the extra guy that comes late. He has to make this tackle. If he doesn't, it could be a touchdown. Excuse me, that's number 7, Taufik Bayard, who misses that tackle. And the rest is all number 12. Trey Spivey, like we just showed, 12 touches, 7 touchdowns, unbelievable.
I mean, you saw the 360, foot in the ground and turn. And here's Sincere Brown on the opening play for Colorado, off the reception from Caden Salter, the senior out of Cedar Hill, Texas, just ahead for a couple of yards.
I think you're going to see a lot more Salter in the run game. I think his legs are going to be a big part of this game. And remember, Tim, it doesn't always have to be in a quarterback design run situation. It can be in those drop back pass situations. However, the most important thing is versus the blitz, he has to find the open guy to deter this defense from coming after his offensive line.
This offensive line that Salter has in front of him is a bit of a mash unit. More on that coming up a little bit later. Guys moving around. And again, they go wide receiver screen. Michael Welch, who was the running back that went out in that direction, will be tackled for a loss by Max Harris. And this is the story tonight. With Xavier Hill out, they move their tackle to guard, and then you see the rest of it. And McGill, by the way, could be replaced at some point by Jordan Seaton, the tackle at the center position. So they've been banged up. Colorado's offensive line, and on defense, their secondary, really banged up coming into this game. 3rd down and 10 after the loss of 2 on that play. Salter running out of time, flushed from the pocket, looking for some help. Lets it fly, and it's caught at the 31 and twirled down. Omarion Miller, number 4, at the 31-yard line by Max Harris, the inside linebacker of Arizona. And it'll be 4th down and 4.
You talked about that kind of makeshift offensive line, Tim, and if you have that, you know the communication is not going to be great. So for Arizona, they do a nice job. They bring a guy up to the line of scrimmage, and then they bring another guy, and it is not conducive to the success of Colorado to have running backs blocking those linebackers, because they are strong, they are violent, and they get after the quarterback. Nice job of Salter to find an outlet and make it a manageable opportunity to punt the ball away.
You may remember in week 0, we were told by Lance Leipold he lost his punter because they didn't punt enough. Well, he transferred here to Colorado. This is Damon Greaves, and this is going to be a penalty pre-snap.
Delay a game, offense. penalty, still fourth down.
Arizona special teams decided to fake a block punt situation, confusing Colorado, and will set them back 5 yards. He may get quite a few opportunities to punt in tonight's game, but Leipold, I remember saying, wait a minute, Colorado didn't punt it very much last year either, did they? But that hints the transfer from Kansas. Luke Wysong is back deep, brings it in at the 23. Here he goes. He's got a lane. Tremendous return all the way to midfield. 45-yard boot, 16-yard return. Fantastic field position for Arizona. Oh, yeah. Trey, when he gets loose, the redshirt soft out of Chandler, Arizona, knows where to go. Get that boy some touches. College football on FS1, sponsored by Graduate by Hilton. Spirited stays in your favorite college towns.
Yeah, Tim, when I was down on the field talking to offensive coordinator Seth Dagey, he said that Trey Spivey has really figured it out. He said during practice this week he was super locked in, and so that's going to earn him more opportunities today, and we've already seen an example of that.
Kedrick Risano is in the backfield, flanking Fafita. They go a little jet sweep action to Watley. He's in trouble. Well diagnosed by Robert Livingston's defense for Colorado. And tackle for loss there. Myers, among others, in on the play.
I mean, watch Myers run. He does an outstanding job of getting to the edge, right? The edge is captured by Arizona, but then he gets on the outside, keeps that outside arm free, and he stops that for a loss. When we talked to defensive coordinator Robert Livingston, he said, listen, we cannot allow the snowball effect to happen to us. When you have a big play, you give it up, you've got to respond. That's a nice response.
Trying to get those running lanes and stuff it up. And again, they get gouged. That's an 8 or 9 yard carry for Kedrick Risano.
It was really good talking to Livingston yesterday, letting everybody know, like, hey, it's on me. When we don't play well, it's on me, and I've got to do a better job. He's got an opportunity here on 3rd and short to get his defense off the field.
And old Furman Purple Paladin spent some time in the league and now getting an opportunity to call plays for the first time. Very thankful to Deion Sanders. 3rd down and 2.
Colorado plays this man-to-man coverage. You got one-on-one with Spivey at the bottom of your screen.
Fafita called his own number, but Sean Myers right there again. The grad student out of Dayton, Ohio. Didn't play a week ago. They missed him. Had a high of 6 tackles at Houston back on September the 12th. Really happy to have him back.
Second play made by number 40, Myers. He does a nice job of getting under that offensive line and getting to Fafita. They want to lean on Fafita and allow him to try to pick up these first downs with his legs. Obviously, Myers knows that.
4th down and 4. 8 out of 12 on 4th down. 67% Arizona on the year. Hudson in motion. Fafita looking that way. And Chris has the first down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line.
This is a really nice job by offensive coordinator Seth Dagey, understanding that the man-to-man for Colorado, you can create space from those corners when you take guys in motion. You put a guy in motion, it makes it soft coverage, and they go back to that 9-stop route to pick up the first down.
Brent Brennan was a walk-on that played for Rick Neuheisel at UCLA. So proud of, I know Rick is really proud of the career Brent's had. Did a great job at San Jose before coming to Arizona. Well, they were setting up for the screen there, but again, well diagnosed by this Colorado defense. Monty was the intended receiver. 2nd down and 10.
And number 96, Jaheim Otis, falls right into the screen. A perfectly timed call on a game up front by defensive coordinator Robert Livingston, getting his defensive lineman in position to fall into a big play.
I got it.
3 wide receiver set. Monty the setback. Fafita fires it over to Hudson again, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
So you've seen these 9 stops get completed, one on the first drive, here on the second drive, 2 times. Listen, when you continue to complete those routes, the corners get very antsy. They keep seeing these balls completed in front of them. Watch out for the double move for Arizona when the opportunity presents itself.
Isolated there with DJ McKinney, number 8. That's their best cover corner, but Dion wasted no time telling him this week, got to get more from you. Quincy Craig, number 24, has come in for Arizona on 3rd and 5. Blitz coming, Fafita. And on that slant, incomplete pass for Hunter. And it was Ivan Yates again over there in coverage, number 29. Young man out of Roswell, Georgia. And you could see, you could fry an egg on top of the head of Brent Brennan. He felt there was interference.
You can see again, they're going to that motion to keep that coverage loose, but a very nice job of getting downhill on that slant route to make sure it's not completed. That's number 29 in those silver uniforms. Ivan Yates doing a nice job there.
Salgado Medina is in to try the field goal. Michael, number 19, sophomore out of Mission Viejo. This will be a 49-yard attempt. Out of the hold of Ian Wagner. Make it 57, his longest of the year. That one from 49, a piece of cake. And it's 10-0. Brent still wants to talk about the interference that, in his mind, went uncalled. Ooh, yeah, it's dynamite, my man. J.J. Walker back in the day. Bazooka.
Dynamite.
75, they had that. 10-0 our score, Arizona, after settling for 3. And Devin, you wanted to dissect the non-call on this interference that Brennan was upset about.
Yeah, Yates is there early, but he's not impeding the progress of the wide receiver. That ball is way high. I like the no call, and it kind of tells you the tone of the game, that the officials are going to allow these DBs and wide receivers to play football, and at least you know that starting off.
Yeah, my guess is, knowing Deion Sanders as I do, that would be the kind of defense that he'd like to see allowed. Well, speaking of his family Sanders, there's another Hall of Famer, Ray Lewis. Ray, as we called him, his days at Miami with Shedeur Sanders.
How cool was it sitting there
in
that meeting with Deion Sanders, obviously, and then Ray Lewis adding in his 2 cents in a lot of different areas, talking more than just football, right?
Yeah.
We were talking life, and it was awesome.
Absolutely. Warren Sapp is on this staff with Deion. Ray is, doing a lot of work with his foundation with mental health. But he's also considering getting into the coaching profession. Dallin Hayden gets ahead for about 3, maybe 4. We'll call it a 3-yard gain. Chase Kennedy, number 7, with the stop.
As much as that's not a huge productive play on first down, you love a positive play and a positive run play, because they've struggled in those guard positions, stopping the 3 techniques from getting across their face to create those negative plays.
Looking long to a wide open Sincere Brown. Boy, he had him, just overshot him. He needed a little bit more air underneath that one, did Salter. Boy, he was wide open, too.
Yeah, he was. And the reason is you've got the corner. He's going to get his eyes inside. Once he sees this short route, he wants to get to it, and he allows for that wide receiver to run right past him. The safety doesn't get over the top. That's a miss from Salter. You have to hit those because you're not going to get them very often against this pass defense.
Yeah, in the quarterback world, you'd call that a layup, right? It's open for you. And Salter in trouble now. Tries to let it go. That's a free ball. It's a turnover. It's going to be ruled a turnover. Leroy Palu on top of the ball. Chase Kennedy knocked it loose, number 7. I mean, that's the definition, obviously, of a fumble. I mean, that defines it.
Tim, this is a play you can't have from your veteran quarterback. You have to know that this play is dead. He's trying to get out. He's trying to get out. The ball is loose. The ball security is awful, and it's a huge turnover with your back against your own end zone. Outstanding play by number 7, Chase Kennedy. He just continues to relentlessly chase after that ball. And young defensive ends at home, when you see that ball loose, you attack the football after you secure the tackle. He does just that.
And this Arizona defense, particularly at secondary, they pride themselves on turnovers. 14 forced turnovers. And they had only 16 all of a year ago. I mean, we've got an entire month of football left to play. And now they set up shop just outside the 10 at the 12. Fafita in the corner for Hudson. Touchdown. That's number 3 for Hudson. And number 18 for Fafita.
Young wide receivers at home, when you have off coverage, you have to close the gap, and then go to the fade route. He does a nice job of stepping on the defensive back's toes and getting out there, and a perfectly thrown ball from Noah Fafita.
And he just beat the best covered corner on the team, DJ McKinney. Salgadabadina in for the extra point. That was a tough snap, but it was held beautifully by Ian Wagner. And it's just like that, 17-0. Oh, that has been the story. Mr. Hyde showed up again. 17-love, the Wildcats out to a great start. First 3 possessions have been fantastic, and the turnover leading to a quickie. 1 play, 12 yards and a touchdown, and in effect over a 3-play period, a 14-point swing. This one goes through the end zone, and it started with this in the sequence.
Yeah, Tim, this is why I said you have to capitalize on these opportunities. You've got a wide open touchdown that you absolutely have to hit, because the very next play, you've got a fumble that you just can't have from your veteran quarterback. Well, right after that, it's a touchdown throw from Noah Fafita. So when you have opportunities, you have to capitalize, and Dion on the sideline is trying to implore his quarterback, you have to protect the football. I can guarantee you that's what he's telling him.
And this young man's got plenty of talent, but he's really in a fishbowl for the very first time. Salter deciding to keep it, gets it out to the 30-yard line. Now think about it. He had an undefeated regular season, but it was at Liberty. You know, a lot of folks don't see you play that often. Now you transfer in here to a program that is on national television every week, and you're playing for Deion Sanders. That's Hayden. Down, and Hayden gets ahead for a first down. And the crowd happy to see that first down. 6 yards on the carry.
And Tim, a lot of it is because of the first down production. Before that, they were 0 for 2. And you know, first down production, you've got to get at least 4 yards. That time, they get 5 on first down, sets up an easy down, and they pick up the first down on the ground.
The veteran Pat Shermer calling the plays for Deion Sanders, and here goes Salter again. One thing about Deion, we know this to be true, right? Max Harris making that stop after an 8-yard gain. He knows how to motivate, and this young man needs it. I mean, he needs it desperately. He knows what the numbers have been. The number of turnovers coming off a really poor performance, 9 of 22, a season low, 37 yards, and an interception last week against Utah. On 2nd and 2, Draylon Miller, listed as a wide receiver, playing some running back, and behind the play, a couple of flags come down. So hold everything.
Yeah, Marshall Faulk really loves this runner, but as a running back, he's going to learn. He created this holding penalty that they're about to call. His wide receiver had a perfect block. You got to go inside, underneath his butt, but he doesn't and creates a hold.
Holding. Offense number 8. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So you said he went underneath his posterior. Okay, I'll buy that.
Right, so he should go underneath here, but he doesn't. He goes outside, and it creates the hold. You've got perfect position by number 8, Joseph Williams, but a running back, a seasoned running back would see that, cut up inside, and he could even have a bigger play.
I've been doing this a lot of years. I'm not so sure I've heard underneath his butt.
You got to go. You see the butt, right? You see the butt, you go that way.
It's a beautiful thing. I get it.
What?
I do.
What? His butt?
Yeah. From the 39, 2nd down. Salter out to Hayden. And he's rustled down at about the 38-yard line. They'll give him forward progress there. Tay Brown, number 6, along with Deshaun McKnight.
So, Tim, because of that holding penalty, they're now set up with a 3rd and long. And on the previous 3rd and longs, they've showed sim pressure. This is Arizona State's defense I'm talking about. And they've also showed that they brought 7. Here are 2 guys that have the option of blitzing and putting pressure on the quarterback.
And, you know, Danny Gonzalez is he's blitzing when he gets off the bus, the defensive coordinator for Arizona. Late blitz. They find the tight end, Atkins, and he's got a first down. Big play. Huge confidence builder for Salter, too, off that late safety blitz.
Yeah, this time they bring the corner off the edge, and when you have the corner, like I talked about in the open, you've got to find those outlet throws, and Caden Salter finds it.
Hayden into Arizona territory to the 46. Leroy Palu, 95, with the stop. The junior from Corona, California.
This is where Caden Salter has to continue to improve, finding that open guy. He does that on third down, and it creates another positive first down play.
Gain 7, so 2nd and 3, and we've got a timeout by the Wildcats.
First charge, timeout of the half. Arizona, 30 seconds.
Well, Fox College Football Friday is coming up. And we also have some really sharp minds as well, talking everything that matters on Wake Up Barstool, The Herd, and First Things First. It's sports talk that never lets up, weekdays on FS1. No-brainer. And we do have some Fox football on Friday night, too. I'll give it a little extra promo for that. That will be played out in California at the Coliseum next week. By the way, there's an interesting game between the folks from the Coliseum this week, right now at Lincoln, Nebraska, taking place. 2nd down and 3 right here. I like the way Dallin Hayden is carrying the football, too, Devin, in that backfield. The junior from Memphis. He's going to carry it right here. I told you I liked him. I told you I liked him. He's got a first down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 10.
Zylon Chrysler does a nice job of pulling around and leading through for his running back. If he doesn't do this, this play is not as successful. A great job of continuing to move his feet so he doesn't get a holding call.
3rd first down on this drive for Colorado as they look to bounce back. We've got a late flag. They have a substitution or legal substitution situation here. Side judge, back judge noticed it.
Encroachment. Offense number 77. Lined up over the ball. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, Tim, he's used to lining up right next to his pal at guard, and so when he lines up as a wide receiver, the depth perception may be off just a bit.
Yeah.
And he lines up across the ball. You can see him right here. He's a tad far downfield there. He sets that point in the defensive backfield almost.
Well, we'll give Jordan a mulligan on that, even though they penalize him there.
He's played really well.
Hard to miss him, 6'5", 330. Hayden in the arms of Tay Brown again, not much on that play. Loss of a yard, actually.
Pressure on this early down. Number 6 comes right off the edge, Tay Brown, and he gets to this run from the backside. Very nice job and a very nice call by defensive coordinator Danny Gonzalez to put them behind the chains on first down.
2nd down, 16 for Colorado. Traylon Miller back in the backfield. Deep drop by Salter. Out to Atkins, the big tight end, who lumbers ahead to the 36 of Arizona. Traden Stukes, number 2.
That's a very mature play by Caden Salter, making sure that, hey, nothing's downfield, the coverage is lifting, get it to your check down so you can get at least a manageable 3rd down. But here on 3rd down, just like he did on the previous down, he has to be aware of the blitz no matter where it's coming from so he can get it to his outlets if he has to.
You know, just watching Salter play the game, it's pretty evident that one of his strengths is the zone read game. Miller is the setback out of the shotgun. They go trips to the top of your screen.
Look at all these guys standing up. It's very confusing for the offensive line.
Blitz coming up the cut. Salter. Well, he salvaged about 3 yards out of that play. Tia Savea and Tay Brown collaborate, so it'll be 4th down, and we'll call it 7 here. Interesting decision for Pat Shermer in terms of the play call. No doubt they're going to go for it here, trailing by 17.
As confusing as that defensive set might seem, that's a really good job by the offensive line picking it up. However, nobody was open downfield, and you have to use your legs if you're Caden Salter. He does that, and it gives them the opportunity to go for it on 4th down.
12th play of the drive. Only bring 3. Salter, he's going to run it. Plenty of room. First down. Well, he identified that they dropped 8, And then when they turn their backs, there's a lot of green grass in front of you.
And on this drive alone, he's already got 3 scrambles for positive yards. He does a nice job there climbing in the pocket. He sees it's zone coverage. You only got 2 routes downfield. You got to make sure you pick up the first down with your legs.
Hayden continues to fight. Those legs churning down to about the 19-yard line. A marker down.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 players on the field at snap. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's a really nice job by Colorado, understanding that, hey, we didn't substitute, get this ball snapped quickly, and the guys just can't get off the field in enough time. Outstanding job by offensive coordinator Pat Shermer.
Henry Johns, our referee, letting us know. And that creates a 1st and 5. He came right up to us when we went down to the field before the game. Known Danny a long time. He's been at it for quite a while. Outstanding defensive coordinator. Great get, really, for Brent Brennan. Cam Michael and Draylon Miller in the backfield. That was the first penalty on Arizona tonight. Salter under pressure. Overshooting his tight end, Zach Atkins, who was there, but he was without question hurried on that play because that pressure was coming right up the middle from Malachi Bailey, number 44, the defensive end.
And Tim, a lot of why he was hurried because he set the depth of the pocket so deep. When you do that, the tackle is not prepared to block. He wants to push him around you, so you want to get into the pocket and not be so deep so you can be able to get to that throw a little easier.
Hold up.
Longest Colorado drive all year is 15 plays. This is the 14th play of this drive. Miller remains in. Look at these substitutions now. They've got to give them time to do it. Play clock is winding down. Timeout must be called by Colorado.
Colorado, 30 seconds.
Arizona said, okay, I see you. You got us. Now we're going to get you back. Right? We're going to substitute as slow as possible and force you to take a timeout.
Been a very interesting day so far in college football. Huge sports day and night. And for those of you that are being entertained by this, we understand that there's
we talked a little Harry Potter, and that's, and that's Harry Potter right there, obviously, and Voldemort up here in the booth.
By the way, my daughter Tiffany weighed in. She texted. She said, "What did you do to Devin?"
That's right, because she loves me more than you.
I said, well, you know, he is, you know, our youngest daughter is 2 years older than you, so, you know, if you need to be spanked on the behind from time to time, it might happen, 98.
Keep your hands to yourself, Tim.
2nd and 5. Miller and Michael are the setbacks.
Got an opportunity at the top of the screen.
Not much for Miller. Maybe a yard or 2, and that's about it. We'll give him 1, and that's all.
This offensive line has been under fire, and we saw earlier how they kind of pieced it together today. But they've done a nice job. They haven't created perfect movement every single play, but they've done a nice job of holding on to their blocks, not only in the run game, but in the pass game to create some explosive runs and opportunities for Caden Salter to step up in the pocket and make a play, but they have to do it again here on 3rd down.
Yeah, they didn't give him anything on the play, so it's 3rd and 5. Salter, slant. On the cross to Williams. Joseph Williams is down to the 11. Aiden Garnes wraps him up, and that's the end of the first quarter after an 8-yard pickup. Buffaloes find themselves down by 17. Now the longest drive of the season has lasted over 7 minutes to the end of the first quarter as we go into the second. Dion and company trying to come back.
Well, Coach Prime, obviously not the starter you guys wanted, but how much can you guys rally off this drive you're having right now?
Well, we're rallying right now. I'm glad. Don't quitting the guys. The guys are still playing hard. They're playing tough, fast, and disciplined. We just got to get this ball in for a touchdown.
Appreciate your time, Coach.
God bless.
Dion is ever-present. Deals with realities, yes, but always optimistic. Dallin Hayden is the setback, and he's going to carry it off the right side. Inside the 10, spun down at about the 8 by Tay Brown, who's been all over the place. Consecutive games with 10-plus stops, a career high for him, 14.
Tim, take a look at that time of possession.
Look, yeah.
Just under 5 minutes for Arizona, but they're up 17. So that just tells you time of possession doesn't always equal success if you turn the ball over for sure.
2nd down, 7. Into the corner they go. It's caught. It's touchdown, Omari Miller. Flag is down.
Tim, I'm going to give you some new terminology that I know you don't know. The kids call that.
Interference. Defense number 8. Penalties decline. Result of plays touchdown.
The kids call that a head tap. When you have a guy, you run a fade route. It's just you and him, and you get on top of his hand and you snatch it out of the air. What an outstanding play from the veteran wide receiver, Omari Miller.
See, all that really happened to you overnight was you got a head tap. That's what happened.
Outstanding.
Well, that culminates a 17-play, 7-minute and 40-second drive for 75 yards.
Now, Tim, I expect you to remember that terminology next week.
Yeah.
And I want you to call it. That's a head tap next time, you know.
Delay of game. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
I'm going to back it up. We'll try it one more time. After I get through working a game with you, I tap out. That's what I do.
That's right.
4 penalties against Colorado after that one. Alejandro Mata for the extra point. That was a must-score drive, really, for Colorado to right the ship, get back in this thing at home. One thing about this Buffalo's crowd, they come in great number. It's not a sellout, but it's close, even with a paltry 3-5 record. Oh, yeah! Boom, 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 boom.
Doom, doom, doom,
Little
doom.
New Orleans music there for you. Shador says, let me find the O-linemen, those big uglies. Shake their hands. Miller on the receiving end of that touchdown. 17 plays, 75 yards. Well done by this Colorado team. Get back in this thing after really spotting Arizona 17 unanswered to open the game. And another touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Well, we touched on how hard luck this Arizona team has been in devastating fashion, really. First in double OT to BYU, who's undefeated. Then a field goal at the buzzer against Houston. Both of the games, Arizona was just a play or two away from victory. By the way, the Cougars lost today to Rich Rod, your old coach for a period of time at Michigan, from West Virginia today. And you see the results for them this year. Really a lot of close games in the Big 12. I think margin of victory is somewhere around 7.5 per game in the Big 12 Conference. Craig with his first carry. Quincy Craig out for about 8 yards to the 33-yard line. Byard, number 7, with the stop.
This offense for Arizona has done a nice job and scored on every single drive, and it's because of the first down production. After that run, they are now 4 of 6 on first down production, getting at least 4 yards, so they're staying ahead of the chains, and it's making it really easy for quarterback Noah Fafita.
Quincy Craig, Kedrick Reesano in the backfield. Reesano has the first down out to the 37 after a gain of 4. Arden Walker leading the charge that time, number 53. This Colorado defensive front is without Amari McNeil, one of their tackles.
Take a look at this double team up to the second level, making sure they clear the way out for a first down gain. You just love the offensive linemen when they get into those deuce blocks, those double teams to the second level, and move the defensive linemen for their running back.
1st and 10 for Noah Fafita. Quick hitch. Out to Richardson. Gio Richardson shoved out quickly. Not much on that gain. Ahead to the 40-yard line. Preston Hodge knocked him out after a gain of 3. You're right about this quarterback play from Fifita. Without T-Mac now into the NFL, he's spreading it around.
Oh, yeah.
He really is. Blitz coming, but it's picked up. Over the middle on a deep cross, and it breaks wide open. Gio Richardson, touchdown, 60 yards.
I mean, you just talked about it, Tim. You have no idea where this ball is going to go because he's playing the quarterback position at a high level. And this is a perfect dig throw, a deep in route, right? He goes to the right and he comes back to his dig perfectly in rhythm. And then out the back door goes Gio Richardson, the true freshman.
And friendly fire took Preston Hodge out of the play. John Slaughter was in coverage 13, and he basically knocked Hodge out of any chance of coming away. The nickelbacker was knocked out of the play, leaving it wide open for a 60-yard blast.
Oh.
You're getting the best of Fifita, I'll tell you that.
Oh.
College football on FS1, sponsored by Graduate by Hilton. Spirited stays in your favorite college towns. What a gorgeous location and setting that we have. And by the way, our sunset occurring with an auburn sky ahead. It's just beautiful out here. Quentin Gibson is back deep, but he'll let that one go through for a touchback. And a little inside quarterback circumstances with eyesight from Devin Gardner.
Absolutely. Take a look. First he gets to his reads, right? First he gets outside, right? Eyes outside, and then he starts to get to his read. But if you think you can play quarterback at home, take a look at this. He can't see anything. This is all timing and knowing where your guys are supposed to be, and he has to peek around to see if it's a completion. Outstanding job by Noah Fifita. Not only finding the windows, but understanding where his guys are supposed to be and trusting it for a touchdown.
In 6 quarters, Fifita is 31 of 35, 89%, 475 yards and 5 touchdowns. Here's Salter rolling out, and he's got a man deep. He's got it. It's Sincere, and sincerely a touchdown. Flag down, however, back at the line of scrimmage. Did he go beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw it? Or it could be a hold. We'll see. Boy, oh boy. That was a huge play. They're going to discuss this, so there may be some conversation about picking it up.
I think the one at the line of scrimmage certainly should be picked up. I think they are trying to get a blindside block, but it's not violent. I don't like that call if that's going to be the call.
Henry Johns, our referee.
There were 2 fouls on the play, both committed by the offense. One was a live ball, one was a dead ball. And that was a receiver downfield. Number 4, the offense, a 5-yard penalty. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 59 in the offense for brandishing a weapon. 15-yard, or half the distance to the goal.
Did he say?
Still be first down. That's number 59's first unsportsmanlike of the game.
Yeah, I think he says he simulated brandishing a weapon, right, where you go with the guns because
okay.
Yeah, he does have a weapon on his left hand there.
Yeah.
You got to line up formationally correct. That is a huge penalty to take a touchdown, a huge play off the board.
Yeah, and it was for Omarion Miller that they tagged with that penalty. That would have been Salter's longest touchdown of the year in the air.
You can see there he's on the line of scrimmage covering up another wide receiver, so you cannot go out for a pass. You've got to align correctly because things like that can happen.
1st and 25. Quick slant to Miller, and Omarion Miller with yet another marker down in the backfield. Gets it out beyond the 25 to the 27.
They're going to get a hold on number 8, Joseph Williams, and I don't like this call. He's in position, and then when he's trying, the defender tries to throw him off, he lets go.
Holding, offense number 8, half distance to the goal, still first down.
And Tim, I retract my previous statement. He did not let go in nearly enough time. I think this is a really good call by the referees.
Yeah, I see
Take a
what
look
you're
here.
talking
He's
about.
in good position,
Williams.
but there he holds on there. That's a hold, and that's why that play was able to be made.
And by the way, there was a little return to sender hold, too, by Johnson.
And I'm going to be completely honest, Tim. Yeah. If he doesn't throw his hands up, the referee threw it from way down the field. Yeah. He may not get caught.
Look at the disparity in penalties. 7 for 50 versus 1 for 5 yards. Hayden's in the backfield. They have to get all the way up to the 35-yard line. I mean, you talk about taking the air out of the building.
I mean, just a huge, huge play. And obviously the penalty for the illegal formation, illegal guy downfield, but then you get that extra penalty on top.
Out of the shotgun, Hayden. Fans don't like that call. They're letting the Colorado staff know about it. They're just trying to give the young man some room with which to operate. He's already turned it down, turned it over inside his 10-yard line, so they're being careful with him.
It's him, and let me defend this offensive staff. You don't want to drop your quarterback back and allow these exotic blitzes to go and create a sack fumble in your own end zone. You want to create as much space as you can here so that you can punt this football away.
3rd down and 25. Hayden remains the setback. Pressure with 3. They go to the tight end, Atkins, and he will get to about the 19-yard line. And they are still letting the Buffaloes know that they're not happy with that sequence. But again, given the circumstances they faced, 98, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, that's a veteran play by Caden Salter, understanding the situations. You will likely not pick up this first down. Give some breathing room, some space for your punter so you can try to flip the field.
Still a lot of football to be played, even though you're down 24-7. Damon Greaves should get it off around his 10. Luke Wysong is back deep in single safety. Wildcats have scored on every single possession tonight. Booming end over end, high punt. Wysong from his 30. Well, he's got a lot of room to work with. Reverses field and is hammered. And on a marker, comes down late again. Dumped on a beautiful special teams play by Caleb Mathis. Number 13. And let's check the flag. It might add some damage to this if it's a penalty on Arizona.
Yeah, it's a tussle going on by number 8, Joseph Williams, and a defender for Arizona.
During the return, holding. Return team number 12. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And Tim, this is a really nice job by Joseph Williams, because if he doesn't continue to fight the way he does, it happens right here. If he doesn't continue to fight and basically suplex this Arizona defender, they may not call this. This is a nice job, because you can clearly see with that it's a hold. And for people at home who are Arizona fans saying, well, why isn't it a penalty on Joseph? Well, the reason it's not, because if you're a defender, you can grab and pull and tug and throw people all over the place if you want to.
Well, Genesis Smith, number 12, was the young man that was guilty of the penalty. But Williams originally thought that that was on him. He was concerned that that penalty was going to be called on him. That flipped the field big time after that punt and the penalty. Motti is in the backfield. He'll carry it out. Ball's on the ground. Still on the ground. Colorado had 2 opportunities to get it, but I believe Arizona may have won the day. It's Barmore, Cameron Barmore, number 80, got that one off his own player, but just trying to pick it up. They should have just fallen on top of it here.
Yeah, I mean, you have to come up with these opportunities. You said it right. 3 players for Colorado had an opportunity, and they just can't come away with it. Now you have to think, cross-check and all call. This ball may go down the field for a big play.
Yeah, not the time for a scoop and score opportunity. Just fall on top of it. 2nd and 4. Rollout action, Fafita. That's intercepted at the 40 of Colorado. Ivan Yates. The transfer from Furman with a pilfer. Do we have another conversation taking place? Are they going to throw a late flag here?
This is a really nice job by Yates. You can see here he's going to have his responsibility.
For 53, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Wow. Yes, they are going to call this back, roughing the passer on Colorado. Misery-loving company here.
Oh, my goodness. That is, I knew they would try to go down the field for a big play. And then you get the interception. And let's take a look here. The culprit.
Yep.
Number 53.
Arden Walker. Yep. No need for it.
Oh, that's tough.
Fans don't like it.
And this feels like sudden change. If I'm Arizona, I go up top again.
Every sudden change has favored Arizona. Quincy Craig negotiates into the Buffs territory down to the 42 for a gain of 11. You know, they've been hit. Colorado's been hit with a few howitzers, but you just have to get it out of your head and move on to the next play. Craig stopped at the point of attack that time. That's Quincy Wiggins, number 49. Junior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with a stop. One of those kids pressed into duty because of all those injuries to Amari McNeil and others up front. Thomas, 95, was normally a tackle, not able to go tonight as well for.
So you got clear man-to-man, only 5 guys in the box. The quarterback draw is alive for Fafita to run the football.
2nd and 9, blitz off the corner. Fafita's pass is incomplete. Chris Hudson was the intended receiver. It sailed highly over his head. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Really nice job and a nice call by Robert Livingston. You're going to get a corner blitz from the top of your screen. Number 4, Preston Hodge gets to the quarterback and forces this errant throw. A perfect call on 2nd down to keep this a 3rd and long.
8 and change remaining in the opening half. Arizona trying to put their foot on the jugular.
They're showing 0 coverage. You see all these guys at the line of scrimmage. You got big space in the middle of the field if you're Noah Fafita.
He throws underneath. It's tipped and incomplete. That's a huge stop for Colorado. Given the circumstances they faced, a missed opportunity at 2 different turnover opportunities.
Yeah, Fafita recognized all those guys. You would love to get to a route that gets to that open space versus 0 coverage. And when I say 0 coverage, I mean that there's nobody in the back end. They're blitzing too many guys you can block. He just tries to get it out early there. But a great stop by the defense of Colorado.
Gio Richardson was nursing a injured finger, it appeared, after that play. Lawson to punt it away. And it's going to drop inside the 5, and they try to stop it. I don't think they did.
Yeah, he jumped from in the end zone.
Yeah, he jumped from in the end zone, so it's a touchback. That's what the flag was all about, just to point that out. He dropped the flag to make him aware. Well, maybe there's something besides just that.
Number 25 of the offense went out of bounds and came back in. First to touch the ball. It's a 5-yard penalty from the touchback spot. First down.
Oh, so they'll pick
Immediate timeout.
They'll pick up an extra 5 yards. Had a lot of stoppages. Understandable stoppages, but a lot of them. Arizona leading at 24-7. We touched on all those stoppages, and listen, when you commit penalties, they're going to get called. But I mean, in a lot of ways, their discipline in terms of lining up hasn't been that bad. But boy, you cannot commit that many
throughout
penalties.
The season, they've done a nice job. They've really remedied the penalty issue. But tonight, they have really struggled.
Traylon Miller's in the backfield. Another flag goes down as he takes the handoff and gets ahead for 2. I'd just like to see a play without a little yellow hanky hitting the deck.
Yeah, this
Chase Kennedy the stop.
It's either offsides on the defense or illegal formation because it came out early, but they allowed it to play.
Illegal formation. Yep. More than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I mean, I think Henry Johns is getting more airtime than I am. That's the 9th penalty now against the Buffs.
And I think this is going to be Miller again. He was lined up behind the line of scrimmage, and he needed to be on the football.
Part of this has got to be the fact that they've got guys like Miller playing all kinds of different positions, not just wide receiver, but now running back. It's got to be part of it. Play fake, pressure. Salter's got wide open spaces if he elects to use it, and he does. Good convergence on the part of the Wildcat defensive perimeter. I thought that thing might go for more than 10 yards.
Tim,
maybe 15 or 20.
In the open, I talked about finding your outlet on those blitz situations, where another remedy, you can use your legs. A great job by Salter finding that open guy, the guy you cannot block, and then getting on the edge and creating a positive first down play.
He's 9 of 11 for 46 and a touchdown, but boy, oh boy, that fumble looms large as well. They settled on a little curl pattern over the middle to Joseph Williams, and he did not bring it in. That should have been caught. 3rd down and 5 is the down and distance they face here. Young man's got a lot of speed and did a lot of great things for the Flames of Liberty a year ago. They're 2 out of 6 on 3rd downs.
That tight splits at the top. He may go on across.
Pressure, flushed again. He can run if he wants, and he does. Pat Shurmur said they were a little hesitant at first about utilizing Salter's ability to run, but now hey, season's on the line. You're 3-5, and you got the rest of November to have a bowl season, which coming off 9-3 is exactly what Deion Sanders believes they deserve and need. So he's going to tuck it and run it a little bit more. Shallow cross to Miller. And Draylon stopped by Tay Brown. A look at that previous play.
Yeah, you've seen the edge get captured by Salter on a back-to-back plays, and it's because the edge protector goes underneath, right? When you go inside, if you're Chase Kennedy, there's space, and then your secondary player, Tay Brown, also goes inside. There's no edge to the defense. A great recognition by Kaden Salter.
2nd down and 7. Four wide receivers and Miller in the backfield. Out of the shotgun, jailbreak pressure, it's picked off, and it will be a pick 6 for Dalton Johnson. Wow, they got him at the 5. That was great defensive work. Wow, I thought no way they're going to catch up, but they did. That's just a tremendous play by Colorado to stop him short of the end zone.
Yeah, and Salter has something here.
Salter
he stares him down the entire way,
and
then he throws the ball behind. On these short routes with the defense flat-footed, you cannot be inaccurate. He throws it behind, and a great break by Johnson, and he's going to hear about it on the sideline.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get in the end zone?
Yeah, he slowed up, waited to make a cut, and if he just goes straight ahead, it's a touchdown.
Yep.
And that enabled Salter the opportunity to go back and save the play.
Yeah, when you get
and
that
not let him
interception,
in.
You got to put your head down and sprint to the end zone as fast as you can.
I had him in there. I apologize. No way that Salter should have been able to get him.
Bottom of your screen, you got one-on-one coverage. There it is. Oh,
pressure, and they got to him. Well, the Buffs defense has really got to stiffen now. 5.5 left in the first half. They're already down by 17. That's the first Colorado sack, and it comes from Jeremiah Brown, number 42.
Yeah, and it's a cover sack. He wants to go to the bottom of the screen, but perfect patience by Yates. He's right there, and it forces Fafita to try to go somewhere else, and by that time, it is too late. A great defensive stop right there on 1st down by the Colorado defense.
I got you.
Watley all the way to the pylon. They have not signaled touchdown yet. I think they're going to say he touched. Oh, he did. Touchdown signal was given. When I said pylon, that meant it was in. I didn't see the arms go up, but it did.
They have an edge protector at the top of your screen, but he's flat-footed. And when you're flat-footed, you are not able to get a jet sweep.
Oh, yeah, he got there.
And it looks like he's definitely in the end zone there. His foot touches the out-of-bounds line, but it looks like the ball is already over the pond line, which ends the play.
They're going to look at it, but I think you're right, Devin.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
It is where the ball is located, and the ball was crossing the plane. Our replay official is Thomas Considine.
Keep your eyes on the football. Where's the football in relation to the pylon? You can see there, it's at the pylon. All it has to do is barely touch the white. And there's not enough evidence, if it didn't, to overturn this call. I think they're going to stay with the call on the field.
First rushing touchdown for Watley if it holds up. He has 3 receiving TDs. Just a disastrous first half for Deion Sanders.
So for Robert Livingston, he has this defense in position. Number 53, Arden Walker, is in position on the edge to stop this play. However, when you get that jet sweep running as fast as it can, you're just not able to stop it. He's going to be right here. He's in perfect position, but he's standing square. And because of the threat of Fafita, he can't just chase the runner, and it's too late by the time he realizes it. And I think this is going to stand as a touchdown.
If it's upheld, it'll be the 4th touchdown drive of the game. It's been under 2 minutes for Arizona. They've scored in bunches, and they've scored quickly.
And it's been a lot of assistance from Colorado.
Yeah.
Kind of shooting themselves in the foot and putting this game out in front of them. And I don't think it has to be that way.
Steve Strimling is back in our studios in Los Angeles, and he's going to weigh in.
Yeah, we hear it. We agree with Devin. It looks like his foot's out and it's over.
The ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
That was good. Steve. So it was good conversation that the foot did hit out of bounds, and the ball just has to be breaking that goal line, and that's what it appeared it was, and that's how they ruled it.
Thank you, Steve. Extra point to come, and it's gone from bad to worse for Colorado. Tell you, I would not want to be, well, actually I would. I think I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the Colorado locker room at halftime. There's going to be a lot shared by Coach Prime. Salgado Odena with the extra point, and he puts it through. Well, the sequence of plays leading to yet another touchdown.
Yeah, Tim, there's throwing and there's passing. This is a throw, but not passing. The position of the ball, understanding where to locate the football. That ball has to be thrown outside. Thrown inside, a great read by the defender, number 43, Dalton Johnson. And then it leads to the jet sweep on the edge for a touchdown by number 6, Javin Watley.
You think Ryan Staub's going to come into the game? 98? What do you think?
I think there at least has to be a conversation.
Yep.
Because, you know, you've had the plays that are just not very smart. You've had the plays where your talent, right, you don't throw the ball outside the way you're supposed to. And down by so much, I don't see why you wouldn't at least give an opportunity. The reason I would think they would say not is because of the threat of the legs of Kaden Salter. It helped these drives so much, but then he shoots themselves in the foot.
Yeah. Let's go down to Josh Sims. Josh?
Well, guys, Dalton Johnson leads the team in tackles. He's got a sack on the season, now a second interception, a fumble recovery. I talked to him this week, and he said, yeah, I got some good plays, but I want more. I want more takeaways, and that's exactly what he got on that last defensive possession. He's a guy that has stayed through 3 different coaching changes. I asked him what made him stay here at Arizona. He said, I was here in 2023. We had a special season, and then last year we kind of fell flat. I didn't want to go out like that. I wanted to bring primetime football back to Arizona, and with plays like that, he's helping to do that.
Danny Gonzalez calls him the chess piece of his defense. The guy can be almost anywhere. Led the team in tackles, had a season-high 11 at Houston in that loss before the open date. Salter gets it out past the 25 to the 26. Listen, it's incumbent upon this Buffalo's team to bounce back and score before the end of the half.
If I'm defensive coordinator Danny Gonzalez for Arizona, I would protect those edges a little more. Maybe not bring the house. You've already gotten Kaden Salter thinking that the blitz is coming, but now put a spy on him so that he can't hurt you as much with his legs. Pressure off the edge. Out to Joseph Williams.
And look at that sure tackling in space by Trayden Stukes, number 2. That's the thing of beauty. Redshirt senior out of Litchfield Park, Arizona. 3rd down and 9. This young man needs something to build his confidence on this drive right now.
This is the 6th 3rd and long for Colorado. They cannot live in this space. They just don't have the offensive pieces to be successful regularly.
To pick up the blitz. Salter's in trouble. And the game is really moving too fast for him right now. Stukes again comes through to get him on a loss of 2. And they'll have to punt it away. And the crowd really grumbling now.
Yeah, you can see that pocket is going to start to collapse. But this time they keep the edge protected. There's really nowhere for Caden Salter to go. And it allows for the defender, the safety, Trayden Stukes, to get in there.
Yeah, they knew. I mean, Pat Shermer's been around a long time. A heck of an offensive coordinator and a really good veteran hand for Deion Sanders to have. He knew they would be blitzing off the bus tonight. And they have, and it's really affected Salter negatively. Wysong with a fair catch at the 35 of the Wildcats. Tomorrow on Fox, Justin Jefferson leads the Vikes in an NFC North showdown against Jared Goff and the Lions. Or the Jags take on the Raiders. Other regional action. Check local listings for the game in your area tomorrow on Fox.
Even though the former Wolverine, J.J. McCarthy, will be playing for the Vikings, give me the Lions.
They're playing really well.
They are.
Detroit right now.
Especially after that loss against Kansas City.
Yeah.
They went back, they regrouped, and you had to think that they would with a coach like Dan Campbell. Andy Reid, is that you?
How about that?
Andy, what, you got a game? You got a game tomorrow?
I think he looks more like Wilford Brimley when he actually played in the Waltons back in the 70s.
I have no idea who that is.
Reesano, not much. Wilford Brimley played the manager in the movie The Natural. Did you see the movie The Natural?
I did not see The Natural.
Robert Redford? You did not see Robert Redford?
Well, I got homework. Jeez,
Okay.
Man, don't judge me.
It's a classic.
Because you've never seen Harry Potter.
That's true.
Voldemort.
Yeah, you're
You got some homework too, buddy.
Yeah.
I got you.
2nd down and 8 as the cultures collide in Colorado again. Craig up to the 40. Stopped by Sean Myers. I mean, 2-minute timeout is coming.
It's a nice job by Sean Myers because he's in a predicament. He has the quarterback and the running back running at him. He makes the right choice and stops that play from happening.
Clearly Arizona's being aggressive, but they're going to wait now, I think, for the 2-minute timeout. Think better of it on 3rd and 5. Buffaloes stumbling out of the gates, and it's turning not only into a cool summer, but a cold, cold night for the home team. Two minutes left, and Staub has been warming up along that sideline, wondering if they get the ball back. Right now it belongs to Fafita, and he's been dynamite tonight, 7 of 11. 156 yards, 3 touchdowns.
You got man-to-man coverage across the board, so you can get to the middle like I spoke about earlier.
Pressure coming out to Craig. Quincy Craig with a first down to midfield. And the drive remains alive for Arizona. I mean, if you're facing a 31-point deficit at the break, that's a lot different from 24. That's a big difference. And I'm beginning to see some shoulders beginning to slump on the Colorado defense. Not a good sign. Arizona is smelling it right now. Going for the jugular, as I said a moment ago. Look at those legs churning for Quincy Craig. Gets it to the 46-yard line, a gain of 4. Brown, 42 with the stop. Followed prime time from Jackson State. Brent Brennan began as a walk-on at UCLA. Got some playing time in the Rose Bowl. Rick Neuheisel, a mentor of his, someone that remains very close to him. Fafita running out of time. Now looking for some help in the passing game, and look at this. It's Spivey again. He almost bailed him out. They're going to rule him out of bounds. And it's incomplete. But boy, oh boy, that I'm thinking, wait a minute. He sees number 12 breaking towards the sideline.
And Tim Spivey said, hold on, I'm going to go out of bounds. I can't catch this. No. I can't mess up my percentage. Absolutely not. Obviously, that's a joke, and he would have loved to catch that. But a great job by Fafita, buying time and getting that ball deep down the field with an opportunity for Spivey to make the play.
Yeah, he gave up on the run and started backing up because he knew Spivey was going to find a way to get open. 3rd down and 6. Jailbreak from Colorado. Man coverage, pass caught. It's Chris Hunter. And it's another 1st down inside the 35 to the 34. Gain of 12.
You just got to love the wide receivers and how they push the depth of their route, force the hips of the defender to turn, and then they come back to the ball, and the passing of Fafita has been on target.
The thing about Fafita that you have to marvel at is his ability to get deep. He goes way far. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a quarterback get that deep in his drops.
Yeah, and it's so smart, and his offensive line understands it because at his size, it's just hard to see. But the further you back up, it's like he's playing 7-on-7 with no offensive lineman. And his ability to run and create, it puts him in a really positive position.
It does.
Usually, you don't want to get so deep in your drop, but when your offensive line understands that, they can run those guys by you.
5 wide receiver set. They go empty on 2nd and 10. And we've got a whistle prior to the snap. Looks like a timeout was called by Colorado.
2nd charge, timeout of the half. Colorado, 30 seconds.
All right, let's find out from Sarge what's coming up at halftime.
Hey, coming up on the State Farm halftime, Georgia gets all they can handle from Florida. A pair of top 10 teams go down, and who will be number 1 in the first playoff rankings next week is up for grabs. Is it Indiana? Is it Ohio State? Who could it be, Timmy B and Devin? See you at the half.
Oh, it's going to be Indiana, Sarge. You can bank on it. Kurt Cignetti's team will be number 1 in the playoff rankings, and the reason is the teams they have beaten to this point to be undefeated versus who Ohio State has beaten. And that victory on the road at Oregon, it was huge in terms of strength of schedule in those victories for Cignetti.
And the reason Indiana's so good is because they got a good quarterback. And we've got one here in this game. Noah Fafita has been exceptional tonight, and he has an opportunity to go put more points on the board before the half.
By the way, Fernando Mendoza threw a pick on his first pass today. It led only to a field goal for Maryland, so the defense bailed him out. They went on to blow him out in College Park. I'm sure they'll be talking about that.
2nd charge, timeout of the half. Arizona, 30 seconds.
Listen, I had Ohio State at the beginning of the season. I still think, pound for pound, hard not to have them number 1 if you're a poll voter with the AP or with the college football coaches poll. But in the playoff standings, if this committee is doing its job properly, Indiana has to be number 1.
Yeah, their resume is more impressive. You said that they've had that impressive win on the road. People just do not roll into Austin and win, and they did it.
And they did it impressively, maybe even more so than the score might have indicated in that game. And by the way, all that we've seen in the college football coaching carousel, I think a lot of it is based on what Kurt Cignetti did a year ago.
They're saying it's possible.
Oh, yeah. We're going to make changes now. We want to take care of it this moment. And as Coach Franklin found out, 15 days, you can be number 2 in the country and then out of a job. Streaking down the sideline, Hudson. Well covered that time by Ivan Yates, 29.
Man, Ivan Yates has had himself a day.
He has.
He had an interception wiped off the board on a play where it was a great play by him. And when we talked to Coach Sanders, he said, listen, we've got to make plays. You're in position. You have to make the plays, and he's done that tonight, though the entire defense maybe hasn't. Maybe everybody on offense hasn't, but he's done his job, number 29, in that silver jersey.
It's been really, when you think about it, a confluence of calamities with mistakes and lining up offensively, defensively being Fafita. There he is, wide open, and he catches it in bounds. Are they going to say yes? Touchdown, Javen Watley. I think they're going to have to take a look at it. They're going to have to take a look at this. He almost ran out of real estate bringing this in.
It's certainly close. Let's take a look. Got good air on the football, concentration. Oh, that's touchdown.
Yeah, that's touchdown.
And I honestly don't think it's that close.
No, it's not.
Let's see if he controls it. That back angle doesn't show that part of it. He controls it right away. That right foot is down.
Yeah,
that's a touchdown.
Absolutely.
And what an amazing throw by quarterback Noah Fafita.
Yeah.
People probably laughed in the open when I said, hey, it's probably the best thing to happen to him that his buddy went to the NFL. But you look at how he's playing the quarterback position.
Agreed.
It's exceptional.
Yep. Watley, by the way, his second touchdown, one by way of the rush and another by receiving. That one scored on that jet sweep a little earlier. Fourth touchdown today for Fafita. I know you want to show us this again, and
oh, certainly the recognition for Fafita. You get upset when you see a quarterback not understand split safety defense, right? Cover two, when the two safeties have the half of the field, right? You got this guy, you got this guy. They're going to go half, they're going to go half. Well, when you have that, you've got to get a guy to the middle, and they do just that, screaming through the middle, and Noah Fafita finds him with the perfect throw down the field. Outstanding job by all parties involved for Arizona.
Fafita is a young man that chose to stay, be the leader. And when you talk with Seth Dickey about him, his offensive coordinator, he said he is the model of almost every aspect in profiling a quality quarterback that you'd ever want. Beloved by his teammates, first in, last out of the football facility each day. And now when you're spreading the wealth in the passing game the way he is, there's really no discussion. You're going to play hard for a quarterback like that. And Staub is going to come in. Ryan Staub is a young man that has been a really quality big league reliever, according to Coach Sanders. Well, he's being asked to do a lot now, the sophomore from Stevenson Ranch, California. He's had some good moments. More of a prolific pocket passer. Cannot do the things, obviously, with his legs that Salter can. But his decision-making now is going to be key. And right now, with time winding down, it's handoff to Welch time. And that'll get us very close to the end. You have to have your thoughts move towards what must be going through Salter's mind.
Yeah.
Tough evening for him. And the crowd letting them know, too. That adds some insult to injury. But another half of football remains. 38-7 is our score. Let's get you back to our Los Angeles studios. Mike Hill, Coach Pete, Bruce Feldman, gentlemen. Tonight's halftime report card is sponsored by Graduate by Hilton. Spirited stays in your favorite college towns. And yep, all that time of possession doesn't really mean a heck of a lot if you're down by this much and you've turned it over and made so many mistakes. We welcome you back, Tim Brando, along with Devin Gardner. What happened?
I don't want to hear it, Tim.
What happened?
You've got a son-in-law, Mr. Magruder Sullivan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He hooked me up. He's a plastic surgeon. I'm good to go. But tonight, it's been all Noah Fafita. And I just want to tell you, flight attendants, cross-checking all call. Cross-checking all call. We are cleared for takeoff. He has been exceptional throwing that football all over the field. Let's take a look at the dimes he's thrown to all his wide receivers. It's been really impressive. Watch him grow through his reads, find the open guy, recognize coverage. If it's middle open, he gets it to the middle to end the half perfectly. He has been special all night.
And a touchback. And let's go down to Josh R. Sims. Josh, take it away.
Well, Coach Prime told me that Ryan Staub will start the quarterback or start the half at quarterback, but if he doesn't give them a spark, you might expect to see Julian Lewis in there later on in the game as well. Now, disappointed with how his team performed in the first half. Said we couldn't get a stop. Said penalties killed us. Said missed opportunities killed us. A disappointed Coach Prime and how his team responded, especially after last week, Timmy B.
Yes, indeed. And by the way, if Julian Lewis were to check in, that would be quite the story.
Yeah, he'll get his opportunity to try to give this team a lift, but they have a lot of trust in Staub.
They do. Sophomore from Stevenson Ranch, California. Handoff is to Michael Welch. Gets ahead for 3, maybe 4. Tay Brown with the tackle. They'll give him 3 yards officially, so 2nd down and 7. You know, the one drive they did have was a 75-yarder for 17 plays. They need something quicker now.
The one thing you'll miss with Salter on the sideline is the ability to create with his legs, so you're kind of a sitting duck back there if you're Staub.
Oh, he sat on him. Could it be intercepted? No, they're going to rule. Yes, it was picked off. Intercepted by Arizona's Javion Cole, the cornerback, the junior out of Oakland, California. He squatted on this.
Yeah, and Cole knows that there are guys getting to the quarterback, so he doesn't have time, and that ball is placed inside. I think that's a really nice play by Cole and a horrid start for Colorado coming out of half. And remember, Tim, it's the placement of the football.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a bad decision, but because that ball is thrown inside, similar to what we saw in the first half, that's an interception. Nice play by Cole. You can be very aggressive as a corner when you know you're probably going to get home with your rushers, and that's what you saw there from that corner.
Looks like they're going to take a look at this.
So the ball can touch the ground. The question will be, Tim, does it move? Does he lose control when it touches the ground? Remember, the ball can touch the ground, but if he has control, they'll keep this as a catch. Let's take a look and see if we can judge for ourselves while they take a look. He got it there. It's pinned to his shoulder.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't see enough movement to change it, in my opinion.
Right.
I don't see enough. I think that ball is caught, and if the ground's not there, I think he still makes that catch.
Okay, well, at first I thought when it hit the ground, I'm not sure he had control, but they'll take a long look.
Do we have our first disagreement of the game, Tim?
We might. Steve Strimling is back there. I'm sure he's taking a look at it too. Does he have control? It's really caught by one arm, one hand between the elbow and see. I'm not sure.
I don't think that's enough. I think he pinned that to his shoulder pad, and though the ground had the ball, let's see what Steve thinks.
Actually, from that angle, I think you may be right.
I love it when you see it my way.
Yeah. Let's go back to Steve in the studio. Steve?
Yeah, I agree. I think he has control of the ball, and then when the ball touches the ground, he does not lose control. He remains in control of the ball. I think we have an interception, and the call should be upheld.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, this is scary because when we all get on the same page.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down, Arizona.
Look at us. You gotta love when teamwork works.
It does. And by the way, you notice that I was able to be coerced into thinking after I saw the next angle. I was right there with you.
And I want to say, you're welcome.
Arizona's 3rd forced turnover and 16th this year. That secondary is just amazing what they've done in their back end all season long, matching last year's season total of 16 turnovers, and we're just on the first day of November.
Yeah, coming in today, they were the 3rd pass defense in the Big 12.
Fafita, quick hitter to Hudson. Ball's on the ground. Colorado's got it. And it's Preston Hodge that comes up with it.
And it's forced by Tawfiq Bayard. He does an outstanding job of just getting his fist ready to punch that football out. You can see another nice throw by Fafita, and you're trying to get more if you're a wide receiver, number 4, Chris Hudson. But watch him come in and just punch that ball out.
Yes, indeed.
And then Johnny on the spot. Preston Hodge with a nice scoop. And get the ball back for your offense.
Peanut Tillman would be proud of that one.
Man, what a punch.
That was perfect. Peanut Tillman, of course, with the Chicago Bears, got to a Super Bowl out of Louisiana, in Lafayette, Louisiana, where he was a star player.
I guess you can call that first throw for Staub a mulligan.
Welch gets ahead for maybe 6 before being pushed back. Dalton Johnson with the stop.
Remember, the one thing you'll miss with Salter on the sideline is the ability of the quarterback to create with his legs. So Staub is going to have to be very intentional about getting the ball out on time when he passes.
Welch gets ahead for 3 more, so it'll be 3rd down and 1. Max Harris with the stop. It's really imperative with Staub in the game now that you stay ahead of the chains.
Certainly. Because a lot of those long 3rd and longs that you saw Buffalo pick up, it was because of the legs of Salter.
Yep. 3rd down, a yard to go. Welch. Boy, he took on that first would-be tackler and just barreled over him, doing a Herschel Walker impression against Billy Bates when he was a freshman.
I've really liked to watch Michael Welch run the football, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
You're a running back, you get on the outside, you got a yard to go. It's you and a defender. You got to put your pads down, get your feet behind, and boom, try to run right through him and pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, he laid the lumber. 1st and 10. Staub, nice adjustment, but then he throws it right into the arms on a mix-up with his receiver, and that is Aiden Garnes. And here he comes the other way, all the way inside the 15 of Colorado. Boy, you talk about a mix-up. He made the adjustment to go for his guy, but the receiver goes outside. He throws it inside, and there was no one there except.
And I think this is on Amarion Miller because he gets collision and just goes off of his route. Now, whether he gets off his route or not, I think that's going to be an interception because you have a middle safety. Staub did not see it clearly. You got 2-on-1. You want to get to your check down there. He just trying to make a play downfield, and he knew right away an interception. At least he gets down there to try to make the tackle.
Yeah, just a big play by Garnes. 59 yards on the return. Mahdi. Ismail Mahdi, senior from Murphy, Texas. And a healthy gain gives him a 1st down and goal.
And that's just a continuation of the 1st half. And after just 2 throws and 2 interceptions, I wouldn't be surprised if Juju, you have to try, right? Just see what Juju can do. Juju Lewis, obviously a highly touted quarterback who changed his graduation class forward so that he can get to Colorado early. You may need to try him.
As the floodgates in this game go wide open, they're hitting the turnstiles at Folsom Field. Mahdi on the stretch play. Touchdown. Now you watch this play. This looks like it might have been a hold.
Yeah, put your eyes there. If you're number 7 Bayard, you've got to fight more. He just throws his hand up. You've got to fight and force the referee to call that play, that penalty, and I don't think he fought enough.
Well, the side judge was right there.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he's waiting for him to fight. I need you to prove to me that this is a hold, and I don't think he did a good enough job.
Well, their 6th touchdown in less than 2 minutes. 45-7. In the last 2 games, Colorado has been outscored 88-7 in halves only after that touchdown. College football on FS1, sponsored by Graduate by Hilton. Spirited stays in your favorite college towns. Boulder, Colorado. Think about it. That young man's having a good time. I love that picture. That's beautiful. He can't hear us. I think that's the key. Keeps him happy. That goes through for a touchback. Let's go down to Josh Sims. Josh?
Well, I asked Brent Brennan what allowed them to impose their will in the 1st half. He said, well, defensively, we got stops and we forced turnovers. Then he said on the offensive side of the ball, Noah Fafita is playing an absolute gem of a game so far. Then I asked him what he wants to see here in the 2nd half. He said, look, we're not here to play around. I want to see my guys impose their will in the 2nd half. I want to see how they respond out of the locker room. Well, all they did is get 2 picks. So I'd imagine he's pretty happy with what he's seen so far.
Indeed. And Josh, what you told us at halftime that Deion said about Julian Lewis, well, it's come to fruition. The youngster, the 4-star, highly celebrated freshman in the game. That pass, after some pressure for Welch, falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. This is a young man from Carrollton, Georgia, you know all about. And the expectations are great, but to this point, right, they've tried to bring him along slowly.
Yeah, of course. He's a Elite 11 kid, a guy who, like I said, reclassed forward to go to college early, so he's a young player, but he has real talent.
Well, for him, the future is now. Michael Welch stopped behind the line of scrimmage, it appeared that time.
And so here's his first 3rd down and long opportunity, so you expect this ball is going to be put in the air. And the one thing that he does really well, he's got elite passing ability. He's a elite passer. However, this is a big stage. He's only thrown 4 passes before that first pass to this point in the season.
He's been waiting for this opportunity. It's in front of him now. And he takes off. And what crowd is still here is enjoying it.
And he can run!
Yes, imagine that.
That is not what he does best. That is not his superpower. However, you love to see a young player come in and get the opportunity. Nobody's open downfield, and he starts to create a 1st down on 3rd down.
15 big yards. And the ball now at the 39. Draylon Miller remains the setback. The tight end, Atkins, is in the slot, and they give it to Miller. A couple, and that's it.
Tim, I think this is a real opportunity for Julian Juju Lewis to take this quarterback position, right? 2 quarterbacks have had their opportunity in this game. They have performed less than desirably. If you come out, give a spark, because you know this Arizona defense is going to continue to play. If he gives a spark and shows some real promise, they can move forward with him for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, listen, at 3-5, you're thinking, well, we have a good chance to make the postseason. If you fall to 3-6, he performs well right now. And here's one for Miller. Omarion Miller, he'll take it away with a marker down and a touchdown. That should be a PI against Arizona. Miller had to fight through that pass interference to make the play. That's my guess, but we'll hold on and see.
Pass interference, defense number 25. Penalty is declined. Result of play is a touchdown.
Yeah, Michael Dansby, the guilty party. Omarion Miller has not had his best night, and he's really a 4-star talent on the receiving end here. He makes the touchdown catch.
Hey, Tim, you remember that one thing I had said about his elite passing ability?
Yes.
Take a look at him just drop it in the bucket, and a nice job of Omarion Miller continuing to fight, fingertip catch, and then he just trucks his way into the end zone. I'm just telling you, Tim, I've been a young player to come into a football game. It is difficult. That is a great job by Julian Lewis.
3rd longest Colorado play this year. Juju steps to the forefront. My point I was going to make is if he plays well, even in defeat, it could be his job the rest of the year, because at this point, you fall to 3-6, it's all about next year. You're building for the future here in Boulder. Look at that. I'd say Juju Lewis has made a difference in just one series. 59 yards on the last play, 49 the rest of the game in the air for Colorado as a team, and he is obviously the 3rd quarterback that we've seen.
You saw a lot of people leaving the stadium, and some people have made their way back. They're matriculating back into the stadium.
I would say the young fans have been waiting to see Juju Lewis are the ones that are still here. Well, Fox Sports proudly salutes our nation's veterans and the organizations that they serve every day. Our veterans deserve to live with dignity and independence, not on the streets. That is why we are making camo our cause this Veterans Day in support of the Honor U.S. Vets campaign. To donate and learn how you can help end veteran homelessness, visit go.fox/US Vets. Ismail Mahdi is in the backfield alongside Noah Fafita, who's put on a show tonight. And this one pops wide open. Mahdi, good. And he's run out of bounds inside the 10 at the 7-yard line by Carter Stoppmeyer. Boy, you talk about just breaking free wide open, and no one, I mean absolutely no one on the left side, which would have been the field side on that play for Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, he just does a nice job of pressing the hole and getting to the cutback. And he had a reservation for 6, but a nice job of Colorado to run him down before he can get to the end zone.
He stays in the game. 1st and goal. Fafita. Back to the end zone. Incomplete. Shooting it for Cameron Barmore, the tight end. And it's 2nd and goal.
Tim, that's a good miss, and it's the first miss we've really seen truly from Fafita. Most of his incompletions have been throwaways, but that's a good miss because you've got really tight coverage from Colorado. You don't want to try to put that in position to get intercepted. You want to try to layer it over the top, not a lot of space, and it's basically a throwaway.
Yeah, you got to be convinced, if you weren't before, that this Arizona team is a lot better than their 4-4 record.
Oh, certainly.
I mean, no question about it. Lost a couple of heartbreakers, their most recent games before the open day. Ricino. Look at those legs churning. That'll be about a half-yard shy of the end zone in line. Kedrick Ricino, 2nd on the Wildcats in carries. He had just under 360 yards on the ground last year. Really more of a special teams guy, but boy, oh boy, he's been heard from some this season. Tied with the team lead and 3 rushing touchdowns coming into tonight's game.
Arizona's checked in. A big fullback
Caden,
in the middle.
Yeah, Caden Luke, number 30. And he'll lead the way, and it's a touchdown for Ricino. Caden came in to block, but there was no one there to block. he just provided a convoy here.
Just follow the fullback. Follow the fullback. It's going to take you exactly where that ball is going to go, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown.
Well, he actually did get a block, but it was about 3 yards into the end zone.
Yeah, the play was essentially over. Anytime you got a neck roll, you can't go out there and not block somebody, no matter what's going on.
So got him on Adina with the extra point. How about that? I'd say Motti is giving him a mighty good effort. That was all his at running back coach Alonzo Carter. Pretty pumped. By the way, speaking of a guy that could be a convoy, 52-14 our score. Remnants of Halloween still around. You look, a 7th touchdown drive of 3 minutes or fewer tonight for Brent Brennan's team. And Devin, I want you to go to work now.
Let me see what I can do. Tonight's Good Hands moment is sponsored by Allstate, celebrating 20 years of the Allstate Good Hands Nets program. And how about the one bright spot for Colorado, Omarion Miller with the extension, fighting through pass interference, a fingertip catch, and a touchdown on the biggest play of the day for Colorado. How was that, Tim?
That was pretty good.
All right.
Yeah, you have a future.
Have a future, huh?
Hang around me, kid. You got a future. Dallin Hayden remains the setback, and we got Marcus down prior to the snap. Looks like a false start.
Offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Here's Josh.
Well, Deion Sanders is known to bring in some big-time former players to speak to the team. And one that stuck out for Omarion Miller was a visit from Randy Moss. Omarion said the Hall of Famer has a similar body type, so he's able to get a lot of pointers from him. One of the biggest one is mossing guys. We saw that on the first touchdown. It's not a head tap, Devin. It's a moss.
Oh.
You know, Josh, I was trying to get the new lingo for Tim.
That's
Tim
yeah.
knows Moss. I know Moss, but the kids are saying head tap these days.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got to get you right, man. I got to get you right.
I think they're saying 6'7" is what they're saying.
I do not know what that means still.
Instead of 98, they're saying 6'7".
6 or 7? 6'7"? I don't know. It's just. Am I old?
You're getting there.
Oh.
Another few years with me, and you'll really be old. Juju taking his time, finally unloads it. You know, prior to his sophomore year in high school, Juju committed to USC and was then featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the youngest football player ever on the cover. And by early November, he decommitted from USC, committed to Colorado, USA Today's National Offensive Player of the Year in 2024. And listen, I'm sure everybody in his family and everybody that knows him well has been waiting for this moment for Pat Shurmur and Deion Sanders to give him his chance. A little success here and less time on social media will probably aid and abet him getting more playing time. Zach Atkins on the receiving end of that one.
Yeah, he's going to have to jog off here with that third down completion. But how about this? In just 3 years in high school, 11,000 plus passing yards, 144 touchdowns, and then he reclassified forward like we talked about and was the Gatorade Football Player of the Year. I mean, that's exceptional, and I think he's earned more time. But like you said, he's got to get the other stuff because it's hard playing quarterback at this level.
3,094 yards passing, 48 touchdowns, 2 picks in his sophomore year of high school.
Wow.
Greaves will punt it away. They're coming for the block. They do not get it. High, end over end to Wysong. And a fair catch. And looks like, well, marker's down. Hello. Hello. Jake Jolivet, our producer downstairs. We've got a flag. Let's not run to the commercial just yet. Just yet.
Holding. Receiving team number 8. 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down.
Okay, now.
Media timeout.
Now you can roll the bump music. That's our producer, Jake Jolivet. He's calling all the shots from that location right there. I'm not a chicken, I'm a chicken hawk is what he's saying right there. 52-14. And Noah Fafita there, the final numbers on him as we close the book.
And Tim, those numbers don't even tell how good he was today.
Exactly, you're right.
He was exceptional, and he gets a well-deserved curtain call. I mean, this could easily be a 6-1 football team, and the big reason why is because of that quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Craig, nothing doing this time. And by the way, I think we both may have, from time to time, said they were 4-4 coming in. Didn't mean to get ahead of ourselves. They're 4-3. They're 1-3 in conference play coming in, but they're well on their way to their 5th victory, which means 1 game away from bowl eligibility. And they could be a real spoiler the second half of the season for the top-tier teams trying to get into the college football playoff.
They could, and Braden Locke is now in the game and comes from Wisconsin, and I think he did a really nice job. I think it's a mistake for them to lose him.
Without a doubt.
I think that they could really use him right now in Madison, but I like his talent. I like his poise. He was thrown into many games against Wisconsin and played well, and it's a really good get for Arizona moving forward.
Yeah, he played 9 starts a year ago, or back in 23, I should mention, in Wisconsin. Took over the starting job when Tyler Van Dyke, now at SMU, tore his ACL in the Badgers' 3rd game. And boy, we've seen Wisconsin, and yes, they could use him.
Yeah.
Without question. Quincy Craig remains the setback. Locke out of the gun. Sideline route incomplete for Isaiah Mizell. He's a speedster. Freshman out of Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, he didn't adjust to that one. I think that's a really nice throw by Locke. You got to adjust and get it on that's where you want that ball landing.
Offside. Defense. Number 53 in the neutral zone to snap. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And again, a bailout by a Colorado miscue. This time by Arden Walker, 53.
So for Isaiah Mizell, he's got great speed and he holds his line, but you have to know that ball is coming. And for Locke, I think he drops his ball perfectly on the outside shoulder to make sure that his receiver has a chance.
Barmore, the tight end, moves into the slot right. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen on 3rd down and 7.
Honestly, I go back to him. He's at the bottom of your screen with man-to-man coverage. He's the fastest guy on the offense.
They're running out of time on the play clock. And
first charge, time out of the half. Arizona, 30 seconds.
Brent Brennan recognizing that, got the quick timeout. And he's upset about it. Got to keep up with that play clock. That's, as I say, sometimes the worst thing that can happen to a team when they're ahead by that margin.
Tim, look.
Yeah.
It better not be a naked buffalo out there.
Well, the last time we were in Oregon, they had naked ducks out there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's a trend.
Yeah. We got
Tim. You next. Here we go.
No.
Okay.
We got 100,000. Pretty soon we'll have 100,000 Pat McAfees at all these games.
Tim, you sure you don't want to do it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's.
Oh, I don't think he understands.
They can't end a game day without McAfee taking his clothes off.
The kid's parents said, "Listen, you better not take your shirt off. Here's an extra shirt."
Yeah. It's a public service that I keep mine on. Okay. 3rd down and 7. I'm always operating in the public interest.
I agree.
Craig remains the setback on 3rd and 7. Lock, incomplete. Gio Richardson, the intended receiver, he was engaged with the defender Preston Hodge, the nickelback, could not make it. There they all are.
They're swarming.
Yeah.
It's going to be full. The next time we cut to that look, it's going to be full.
Yeah. You too can be a studio host in college football one day.
Hey, Tim, I don't know, but maybe we should send our good friend Jack over there.
Yeah.
Right? We don't need his statistics much anymore in this game. We should send him over there and see what he can do.
Quandell Farrakhan with the fair catch. Mentioned it earlier, we got Fox College Football Friday under the lights in prime time. This week, Jaden Mayaba leads number 23 SC in the nation's most electrifying offense against Northwestern. Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time on Fox. And Mayaba right now is behind to the Nebraska Cornhuskers in Lincoln, as their coach, whom we've seen already this season a couple of times, Matt Rule, has a brand new 2-year contract extension, which will keep him in Lincoln and out of Happy Valley. Micah Welch gets ahead to the 25-yard line, 2 yards shy of the first down.
In limited opportunity, I really like what I've seen from Julian Lewis. He's had a lot of time to watch, try to develop and mature. And I think moving forward, this could be his job to lose,
yeah,
right? I think,
absolutely.
And even if he doesn't play great, I think they still stick with him because, like you said, after this loss, it's the future.
Exactly. And right now, coming off a 9-3 season, and Deion said this to us, and I think he was being really genuine with us as the handoff goes to Welch again. This is the first time in his entire career. First of all, he's gone through a lot medically.
Yeah.
It's been highly documented that everybody knows with.
Of course.
They all know about what he's been through physically. On top of that, though, this is the first time that he's not had Shedeur as his quarterback.
And it's not about having him as your son. It's about you don't have to worry about the quarterback position when he's your quarterback.
Yeah, he never had to worry about the mission-critical position until this season. Mm-hmm. And that has caused a lot of headaches. Pass was caught, but really no gain on the play. Atkins, the tight end, with a reception. We'll mark it at the 28.
And I want to take you into the mind and really the body of Julian Lewis. His heart is pounding so fast. You get this opportunity. You know that everybody's been waiting on you to get this opportunity. I've been in that situation. I'm just telling you, it's difficult to see things. Everybody's moving fast, and I think he's handling it well.
2nd and 10, Michael. Shoestring tackle made after a healthy gain. Dalton Johnson had that big pick a little earlier in the game with the tackle after a gain of 8. 3rd down and 2. So far, 3 for 4, 61 yards for Juju. One thing I'll tell you about our friend Deion Sanders, he understands how to keep people excited about what's going on, even if he's struggling with a season that's potentially going to have him at 3-6 after tonight. Mikel for the first down up to the 40-yard line. You want to keep the fans involved, and listen, these Buffaloes have gone through some really good times in the last 15 months. But now they're staring at a season that might leave them out of the postseason out of the bowl season at all. So this young man can give them some high hopes for the future. Oh, nice catch. Up, it's on the ground, it's fumbled, picked up by Arizona, and going the other way inside the 5-yard line, Genesis Smith. Wow. Boy, we've seen a lot of that, and it was after a really good catch by Sincere Brown, and then he got popped and the ball came free.
Yeah, I mean, he just can't do it. Your young quarterback, he's trying to get his feet wet. He gives you a perfect throw on the outside shoulder. You should turn outside with that ball on the outside shoulder. He turns inside, and another punch gets that ball out.
Javion Cole, number 8, knocked it out of there.
We saw Colorado do it earlier, and now Arizona gets their try at the Peanut Tillman punch.
Yeah. By the way, Peanut Tillman went into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame in 2020.
Who's also in there?
He was in my class, actually.
Oh, look at that.
He was.
TVB, I didn't know you were a Hall of Famer.
Really? You didn't get the I sent notes to everybody.
You know what, actually, I think I did. I think I did get that note. I'm sorry, yeah.
Wesley Yarborough has come in at running back. They're going to run an I formation. And the big guy, Caden Luke, is in there to block. Nothing doing this time, though. I mean, he just hit the deck there. Locke just went down.
Okay, Tim. We talked about this. As you can see, that the guard is going to step on his foot.
Right.
And it's on him. He has to make sure he gets out of there.
Yeah.
He goes forward as he takes the snap. But, Tim, we talked about this. And because this is going to be a short drive here, second down, you said you would do this for me and for the fans at home.
What's that?
You should call this game, the rest of this drive, as Howard Cosell.
Oh, please.
I mean, you said you would. You said you would.
Young Wesley Yarborough is the running back. Young man from Houston, Texas. There he goes. And he's down after a meager gain to about the 4. That is it. It has been an act of futility defensively tonight. Win in the red zone for the Buffaloes.
Now, Howard, I've really enjoyed listening to you call this drive.
I did give Ray Lewis and Dion my best version.
Oh, it was good.
Yesterday. Gave him a little halftime highlights, Howard. See, he never called play-by-play in football. He never did that.
So you're doing it as him, and he has never even done it. Outstanding. You're telling you're being very truculent.
Truculent, that's right. Wide open touchdown. Gio Richardson brings it in.
And I'm just telling you, Tim, this true freshman, if truculent is good, he is that.
And a flag down. Why am I not shocked? Looks like it's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
Michael Wooden.
Yeah, he does the old snatch him to the ground. I hate when offensive linemen do this. It's clearly holding. I don't know when this trend started, but you can see he's going to get engaged, and then he's going to pull him down to the ground. I mean, it's clearly holding. He pleads his case with the referee. I don't know when that trend started. You started to see in those passing camps where the offensive lineman would go, they would start doing that to try to embarrass kids. And it's a terrible habit to have because it's clearly holding.
Quincy Craig checks back in. They go tricks to the bottom of your screen. And they flare it out to Craig. And he just runs out of terrain as Colorado strung it out. Preston Hodge, the nickelback, who's really played pretty well for the Buffaloes. There have been some individual performances that have been solid tonight.
Now, Timmy B, you're just being truculent.
I didn't know you could do Howard that way.
I like Howard Cosell. That's my guy.
Dion gave us all a lesson as to why Howard was so popular.
He's my guy because we love Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was good with Muhammad Ali, so he's good with me.
Well, there'll never be another one, that's for sure.
Oh, no.
Salgado Dion puts it in.
It's no good.
No, he's outside the pipes. Excuse me. A miss. And the crowd goes wild, especially the people that are naked from the waist up.
Oh, yeah, that's a distraction, I think, man. They're up there. They started spinning those shirts really fast, and I think the kicker might have got a bit distracted. Look at that. Just filling it up. Everybody left in the stadium, matriculating their way over to that section.
Honestly, at this stage, with 1:38 left in the third, we need them.
Tim, I don't know, man. I think you should. I think you should go just give it a shot. Or maybe Josh. Josh R. Sims, are you down there anywhere?
You know, we gave him an opportunity. We did. We gave him an opportunity to run with Ralphie.
He said no.
The late Adrian Karsten did that 25 years ago.
It was a hard pass for Josh.
It was a hard pass. Michael Welch.
But maybe he wants to get up. Hey, can we talk to Josh? Look at that. Look at that six-pack. I mean, just unbelievable. Look at that.
His attempt
Look at
is that young man's attempt at having quality abs fell woefully short.
You're absolutely right, Howard. But let's not get distracted. I think Josh R. Sims needs to get there.
2nd and 8 and a quick slant to Williams. And Joseph Williams has a first down out to the 30. And those kids are still going wild.
Again, a really nice throw there by Julian Lewis. Good footwork. The timing of the footwork matches the passing pattern. He puts it maybe a bit on the back hip, but a nice catch there by Williams to create another first down for the young quarterback.
I'm really impressed by Lewis. McKell. And McKell is up to the 32. Tay Brown again, who's got to be leading Arizona in tackles tonight. 2nd down and 8. Time winding down here in the 3rd.
That could be the last play. Let's see if they press it and allow the young quarterback to get another play before the 4th.
Lewis under duress, spins out. He's still alive back there. And now he lets it fly incomplete. Well,
wow.
He saved him a lot of yards right there.
I mean, that's a heck of a play.
It was.
That is not his game, and he just spun out, found a way, but how about Andy Reid? He came out of the coaching gear, and he's calling plays. He's got his popcorn. I just love to see it. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah. There's a new thing out. It's called Ozempic.
All right, Coach, well, you talked about how well Noah Fafita played in the first half of this game. Now you got Braden Lock-in. What do you want to see from him and the rest of the team as you try and close this thing out in the 4th?
Yeah, I want to see us finish, right? It's a great opportunity for some of our young players and some of our players who don't get to play as much to get in there and get in the mix and make some plays, and I want to see that happen.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, bear down.
I love that. He gets a bear down in before the interview ends. Quentin Gibson was the intended receiver. That was a laser throw.
Yeah, that was another nice throw.
From Lewis. It really was. They'll have to punt it away, but boy.
And not only that, it's the appropriate read, right?
Yeah.
You got man-to-man coverage. You want to get to your man beater, which is that slot fade. He doesn't complete the pass, but you love the confidence, seeing the defense and understanding what they're trying to do to you.
So Greaves will punt it away. Luke Wysong is back deep. And the return is about 7 yards out to about the 29-yard line. Devin, I don't think there's any question that Arizona's answered the bell in terms of what they've got, how far they might be able to go in the second half of the season. But Colorado now, they mentally may be in shambles after this. So what say you to Juju and the future with Deion?
I mean, I really think that Deion is going to find a way, because this spark with this young quarterback, the wide receivers are going to play a lot better. The offensive line is going to block a little harder because they see, hey, we've got a guy that's going to make some good decisions, take some chances down the field. And when you have that, it just inspires you. And I think they can move forward and continue to compete throughout the season.
Well, he's been very impressive to me.
Yeah.
And I know they were waiting with bated breath for the opportunity. The phone's been ringing for Pat Shurmur and for Deion for quite a while. If the young man can mature mentally to go along with the physical attributes, I don't think there's any question that he's the future, and he might be the future sooner than people think after tonight.
Of course.
11-yard pickup and another first down. Cornelius Warren, the third young man out of Fort Worth, Texas, with that carry.
Like we talked about, Julian Lewis has played some really good football in his past. He was rated very high for a reason. 11,000 passing yards in just 3 years of high school football. That's incredible.
And Warren again ahead to the 45-yard line. stopped by Reginald Hughes. Reginald Hughes has been banged up and made his way here after being with Rich Rod at Jacksonville State, and also spent time at Ole Miss after making his way into the major college institutions from Mississippi Community College. A lot of stories from those opportunities at Last Chance U. 2nd and 4. Look at this. Boy, he will not go down on the first crack, will he? Warren ahead. Going to be about 1.5 yards shy of the first down.
And, Tim, we've given a lot of credit to Noah Fafita, as he deserves, for his improvement as a quarterback this season, running, throwing the football. But I think a lot of credit goes to offensive coordinator Seth Dagey as well. I mean, he comes in and he said he wasn't really a coordinator that ran his quarterback, but when he had Braylon Braxton at Marshall, he said, I just absolutely have to, because he's such a talented runner. And he comes in and it's an offseason conversation with Noah Fafita. He says, listen, at some points when we can't get a run game, I would love to use you in the run game. And Noah Fafita was all about it. And you've seen his efforts paying huge dividends because his play is exceptional for the Wildcats.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout taken by Arizona.
Second charge, timeout of the half. Arizona, 30-second timeout. Media timeout.
What that means when they say media timeout,
that's us.
It's us. Arizona was going to take one, but we'll take it for them. 52-14 our score with 12 and change remaining in our game. Tim Brando, Devin Gardner, Josh R. Sims with you. Braden Locke remains in at quarterback. Wesley Yarborough the setback. And Yarborough takes off. Nothing doing this time against the Buffaloes defensive front. Stopped. It's 3rd down and short to get the first down. Just enough for the first down, so move the chains. You know, listen, Deion Sanders has as much of an understanding and self-awareness as any star player
certainly
I ever met. And as a coach, he views the profession as a calling. He really does. And if you've ever spent time with him, you know that to be true. And these are difficult times when leadership matters more than ever. Wesley Yarborough gets it ahead. And there's no doubt in my mind he'll take all the heat. And that's one of the great things about being a player for him, is no matter how poorly you might play, he takes on all the heat.
Yeah, he'll shield you from it.
Absolutely, because he understands that his persona has always been polarizing, and that's part of his MO. He wants that to be the case.
And in his defense, I'm just telling you, Kaidon Salter was not a prime-time performer tonight.
No.
He just wasn't able to see it well. He was in position to make some plays, and it just was bad football. And like we talked about earlier, he had never, to this point in his career as a coach, had to worry about, you know what the quarterback is doing and all that, but he never had to worry if the quarterback was going to show up, because it was always Shedeur.
He would be the first to admit, Deion, that he's on the learning curve as a head coach.
Absolutely.
Because he's never had to deal with this before. But, you know, the thing that really jumped out at me when he first came in, won those early games in his first season, got to 3-0 before winning 4 games for the season. They slumped and had injuries in their offensive line. But last year they get to 9-3, tie for first place, but because of the tiebreakers did not compete for the championship of the Big 12. This pass is almost intercepted. Yates had a shot at it, but you started hearing chirping from people saying he may go to the NFL. He may go to a bigger job one day. Go ahead.
And his corner, number 29, Yates, he's been special all day. And I'm just telling you, as a former corner and a gold jacket wearer, there's going to be one bright spot on this film, and it's going to be 29. Watch him watch this route, recognition, and break on it. Now, you got to finish that play, make the interception. But watching number 29 in that silver uniform today has been really impressive. The one bright spot on the field for Colorado's defense.
Well, it's 4th down and 3, and they're going to give it a go with Yarborough in the backfield again. Out pattern, and it was overthrown and incomplete, intended for Gio Richardson. To finish my point on Deion, as we head to break, he told everybody he wants to be a college coach, not a pro coach, and he wants to coach at Colorado. Why? Because Rick George, the AD, took a chance on him. Made it happen.
And I want to thank you for being my friend.
College football on FS1, sponsored by Graduate by Hilton. Spirited stays in your favorite college towns. Alongside Devin Gardner and Josh Sims, Tim Brando. And Juju Lewis gets it out to Amarian Miller, who caught the touchdown pass from him. 50-plus yards just as he came into the game, gets it to midfield.
These reps are so invaluable for Julian Lewis, continuing to try and improve and get his feet wet, because I imagine that Coach Sanders is going to go with Juju Lewis for the rest of the season, and every single rep he gets to take is paramount.
Absolutely. Bring pressure. How's he going to handle that blitz? Well, get outside the tackle box and unload it. Don't take the loss. Don't take the sack.
There you go. Very
Sincere
good play.
Brown, the intended receiver.
Guys get through. Nobody open initially. You find a way to get outside the tackle box. Try to find a receiver in the area, but make sure you get the ball to the line of scrimmage. He does that, and he creates a third and manageable.
And given the score and the time remaining, it's got to have 2 downs to get those 3 yards.
You got 0 blitz coming. It looks like these guys are coming off the edge. He's got to get rid of this ball. You got big space in the middle of the field.
Danny Gonzalez is going to say, welcome to college football, Juju. And a nice adjustment, but the ball is not caught by Joseph Williams. It should have been.
I talked about those reps being important. I go for it here.
Yeah.
There's no reason to punt this football. Allow him to continue to get these different situations. And fourth and manageable is another situation. And Coach Sanders agrees with me. And to be honest, that should have been a completion for a first down. So
absolutely,
that's a plus play there for Julian, recognizing the 0 coverage, the 0 blitz, and getting on the outside and trying to create a play.
I've not seen him do anything that hasn't been solid since coming in. 4th and 3. Got to get it to the 47 of Arizona. Pressure again. It's picked up. Now he lets it fly, but I think he got a little nervous with that one and threw it high, and it's incomplete to Miller.
So he wanted to throw that ball quickly.
Yeah.
A defender jumped in front, so he pulled it back, and then he tried to throw it late. The first errant throw that we saw.
Really the first time he's looked like a freshman.
Yep.
Timeout. Those were living fans when the game got underway.
Yeah, Tim. And for the second time in as many weeks, we've got a naked animal in the stadium. It's a naked buffalo.
Wow. I hear bison's awfully good. I have not tried it.
Put your clothes on.
We've got a false start here.
It's a family network.
False start. Offense. Number 30. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Boy, there are a couple of words that you hate to hear in college football a number of times in a single game, and that is false start. False starts are a buzzkill every time.
Yeah, it's a self-inflicted wound, and nothing the defense did caused it. You know, those are avoidable penalties.
Warren in the backfield, and he'll tote it to the 45. This Arizona team, you think about it, last year we saw them I think it was maybe week 3 of the season against Kansas State. Lost the game. They were considered a ranked team, a team that would have a really good year. Well, it fell off. It did not work for them. And they lose T-Mac, who's now in the NFL. But Fafita has, without question, gotten a lot out of coming back and playing with this team and being the leader of the team. And after tonight, you know, they could be a major factor the rest of this month.
And Tim, I just got to give you some stats. And I know people saw the game a week ago or not 2 weeks ago, last time Fafita was out. 24 of 26. That's 92%. 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's hard to do that on air. And with that, 9 different receivers caught a pass. 9 different pass catchers, whether it's a running back, tight end, wide receiver. He spread the ball all around, and that's the development we're talking about. It's so impressive to watch a guy come back, say he's going to improve, then improve. And like I said, a lot of credit also goes to offensive coordinator Seth Dagey helping him. But I'm just so impressed with Noah Fafita and what we saw today.
I don't know that I've ever seen that line on a quarterback. That pass incomplete. Major collision there, too, as Devin Hyatt was the intended receiver. I don't know that I've ever seen that stat line on a quarterback, and he lost the game.
Man, so impressive. 2 incompletions, and it's not like he only threw 5 or 6 passes, right? He was airing it out. 26 passes, and he only had 2 incompletions. I think they might try to get that for I don't know if they're going to stop it, but
in the interest of
he's defenseless, and that is head or neck forcible contact. That's definitely targeting. I guess they're not going to stop it, though.
In the interest of allowing us to get home before we fall backwards, I think they're going to just let that one go.
They just did it.
Oh, boy.
It's my fault, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You jinxed us.
I apologize, but it is targeting.
The previous play is under further review for targeting.
I mean, I'm sorry, Tim. We've got to do our job. I know the game's out of hand. I know we want to go home, but we have got to do our job. The people expect it.
I'm nothing if not energetic all the way through.
Of course. And so you see that after the drop, it's going to be a defenseless receiver, and then it's forcible contact to the head or neck area. And I think that's to the letter of what targeting is and how they've defined it. I think that's exactly what it is there, and it's unfortunate.
Now, here's the bad part. Bayard is a really good defender in an already crippled secondary for defensive coordinator Robert Livingston. And this, of course, would carry over into the first half of their next game against Kansas. I don't think there's any question about this. Steve Strimling is with us back in the studio, and I'm sure he'll share a similar opinion to Devin Gardner. Steve?
Yeah. I think what they're looking at is at the end, he does drop his head. He's leading with the head. It looks like he makes forcible contact to the head or neck area, and he's attacking. That's what replay is going to have to look at in all aspects. It didn't totally jump out, but I think when you go through the process, that's what you're going to end up with.
And back in Tim's day, that's an ear hole shot, and it is perfectly legal.
Yeah,
but in today's football, they want to get that out.
Yeah, that clip would be used for one of our opens to a college football game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, if you ever look at old clips of studio shows like the NFL Today or when we originated College Game Day, we'd run these plays all the time. That's football. That's football right there. And now, of course, all the plays that you saw then would be illegal now. Bayard, they need him next week. They need anyone that's got experience in that secondary. And if he is guilty of the targeting, and that's our old friend Warren Sapp talking to him right there. Enjoyed talking to him before the game.
After further review, there was a personal foul, targeting, number 7 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down, Arizona. Number 7 is disqualified for the rest of the game.
And, Tim, though he's disqualified and it's a penalty, you love to see the fight and continuing to play hard. He wasn't being malicious. It's just the rules, right? It's just a letter of the law. But I love to see an attacking safety continue to play hard down by so many points. And I'm sure that Coach Sanders is not upset with him, right? He's upset that he has to come out and he'll be out for the first half of their next game. But I think he loves that he's continuing to fight for his team.
Robert Livingston's upset that he won't have him for the first half. Of course. Next week. The defensive coordinator. Yarborough gets ahead, keeps the legs churning, gets ahead for 2. By the way, we were talking about Warren Sapp a moment ago. He had the stocking hat on. Before the game, we saw him, and I turned to him because I've known him as long as I've known Dion, and I said, "You look like Mr. T." He's got the mohawk.
He's got the mohawk. And not
goodness.
Like the faded new style mohawk.
No.
He's got the skin on the side of the head mohawk.
He does. Second down and 7. Yarborough to the 31.
All right, Tim, I got a question for you, trivia question. This is a Devin Gardner trivia question.
All right.
What number Rocky movie was Mr. T featured in?
Oh, I think I know that one pretty good. Clubber Lang? Clubber Lang?
Oh, don't try to get anything out of me. Which one?
Clubber Lang was in 3.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Clubber Lang was in 3.
I feel like you might got a little help from your right-hand man over here on your left, but I don't know.
No, he was in 3. I know all the Rocky movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it.
Yo, Adrian.
I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind marrying me much. How about that to actually want to marry you?
Yeah. By the way, the Hulkster, may he rest in peace, Hulk Hogan was in that motion picture too, you might recall. Parks was over there defensively.
Yeah, and if
Mizell was the intended receiver.
If Parks doesn't have that club on his hand, that's probably an interception.
Yeah.
He was right there, Johnny on the spot in a position to make the play, but when you have one of your hands wrapped up, it makes it increasingly difficult to make catches.
Fourth down, they need to make the 26-yard line for the first down. Blocked. That ball's tipped into the air. Blocked. Could have been picked. They're going to rule that a fumble? I guess they may. It's picked up, and it's being carried all the way to the end zone by Colorado. Reggie Hughes, a touchdown. Well, this is going to be one of those we'll debate. Was the arm moving forward? Was the ball in a throwing motion?
Yep. Does he have control of the ball with his arm moving forward? That arm is nope. I mean,
no.
The flick of the wrist, they may say that flick of the wrist maybe did have it, but for me, that's a fumble, right? He did not try to throw that football. He may get the benefit of the doubt, but when that hand stopped because of another hand hitting it, I think that's no control, and I think that should be a touchdown for the Buffaloes.
Keaton Wade, 27, is the guy that got to him, hit that arm.
Again,
I'm with you.
As much as the score is so lopsided, you just love to see guys continuing to fight. They are not laying down, and you expect that from a Deion Sanders coach team.
Yeah, and that's a 56-yard return, at least for now.
Of a fumble is under further review.
Yeah, I think this could go either way, but in my estimation, I think that should be a fumble, but they could switch it.
Well, as mentioned earlier, Reginald Hughes has been around for a while. Played for Rich Rod at Jacksonville State most recently, before Rich Rod took the job at West Virginia. All right, again, by rule.
Yeah, I think he loses control right when his hand is hit. When his forearm gets hit, he loses control, and then his hand starts to go forward. So that's a clear fumble in my opinion. But how about big number 50, Hughes, grabbing that ball off the turf and taking it to the end zone? That's a great moment for him.
Youngster out of Tunica, Mississippi. If you've ever spent some time in Tunica, you know there are some places that you can go and enjoy yourself well after midnight. And
young defensive ends at home, like I talked about early in the game, when you get to the quarterback, go get that football. Go get the throwing arm of the quarterback, and good things can happen.
There's Warren talking with Deion there. You know, the conversation that he had with Ray this week, Ray Lewis, and he talked to the team, obviously. He mentioned without question that one of the things Lewis is considering is getting into coaching. And that's another thing that Deion is doing, by bringing in these guys, young players who know who these guys are.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the ability to mentor.
After further review, the quarterback's hand was going forward. Therefore, we've got an incomplete pass. It was fourth down. Colorado was ball on first and 10.
You know, for me, a play like that where you don't need a bunch of angles, you can just see it happen. If it takes that long, you should stay with the call that's made on the field.
That's what's – see, I'm going to just say it, okay? We have, in my opinion, both with targeting and with replay, a broken system. It's got to be looked into. And now with the new – College Football Association and getting away. They lost the ball on downs, obviously, but here's the point. We have absolutely got to look into the way we are governing the game. We had a long stoppage there in a game that's completely out of hand. And why? Absolutely why?
Now, Tim.
No, I'm just telling you the truth.
Terry's watching, and she's saying, now, Tim. Don't you say get off your lawn.
Wide receiver screen to Miller out of the backfield.
And I just want to give a quick, hey, Terry, to Terry Brando, who I'm sure is up still watching.
Yeah. We can always count on the folks at Chateau Brando still with us.
Well, I'm just telling you, everybody at home, if you get tired of Tim Brando, anytime you don't have to hear from him, it's because Terry told him to stop. So thank her.
Michael I think he may have lost a half yard on that play. It'd be a long one ahead on 3rd down. But I'm not the only guy saying this. With the future of college football where it is and all the changes that we've gone through, one of the major things that has to happen is we need football people making football rules. And they need to be uniform and universal. 3rd down, a yard to go.
Now, Tim, I'm a little bit disappointed in you as Colorado tries to pick up this first down. You would expect they'll go for it, but I'm a little bit disappointed in you. And then
Late
there's going to be
flag.
an extra penalty, so they'll probably punt it away.
More time for us to talk.
But I want to. I'm a little disappointed in you because this game's out of hand, and we're getting close to the end of the year. The playoff committee, they're picking the teams next week, and I haven't heard the words "pure playoff privilege" from you.
Well, you
one
will.
time. I haven't heard it.
You will.
I'm a little disappointed. Who are you? I don't even know who you are anymore. I really don't.
Well, I am a little bit kinder, gentler. Yours truly, now that I'm with you. I tend to defer to 98 a little bit more as time goes on.
I'm keeping you nice, but it's still in there, though.
It's in there. Get me into about the 2nd or 3rd week of the playoff standings.
Play was over. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 52 of the defense. Offense. 15-yard penalty. 4th down.
Yeah, just a bad penalty. Just extracurricular after the play. I mean, you've had all game to fight, and when the play's over, it's not the time to do it.
Yeah, a lot of frustration. I get all that. I do. See, what happens, to your point about the playoff, is they have these stupid Tuesday shows where they have to give the standings every week. We don't need to know until it's time to pick the 12 teams.
True.
You know, this isn't the NCAA basketball tournament committee.
But, Tim, it's good TV, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I feel for those guys. I feel for Reese Davis having to do that show. Wysong is back deep. Graves to put it into the air, and Wysong will take a fair catch. Well, we're going to get bailed out with some scores from Jake Jolivet and company. West Virginia, big win for Rich Rod today.
Rich Rod!
And by the way, Houston lost a magnificent coach very tragically this past week. They went through a lot, Willie Fritz's team. Baylor with a big win over UCF. Dave Aranda was beginning to hear some chirping from fans. So a nice one for him. Lance Leipold and the Jayhawks get past Oklahoma State. Texas Tech, again, answers the bell against a team that you might have thought would be a spoiler at home in Manhattan. And how about that win for Kenny Dillingham, who, by the way, after the game said he's giving his team the whole week off after what all they've been through, the loss of Levitt, the emotional ups and downs of their season. Just after the game, he said, you know what, let's let these guys get away from the game for a little while.
Yeah. In this conference, the Big 12 just continues to be the most competitive conference. And I'm going to even go this far and say in all sport. Yeah. I mean, anybody on any given Saturday or Friday can win these football games. Yeah. And it's so impressive to see how competitive it is. Now, with the playoff committee coming and all that, you sometimes fall short because of the competitiveness of the league. But I think you should be rewarded for such a competitive league.
Agreed. By the way, Cincinnati and Utah are just getting started. That's a very important game for the conference.
Ball's out.
Ball's out, and it is it Reggie again? Yes, it is. Reginald Hughes is on top of it. And the Buffaloes have it again. You wouldn't know the score is 52-14 if you watch number 50 right now.
Of course not. And like I talked about, this team continues to play hard. It would be so easy for Colorado, this defense, the offense, to just shut it down, let these running backs just run free. But you can see the fight continuing for the Colorado Buffaloes. And as much as Deion is disappointed in the way that this game has gone, I can tell you that's something that he can be proud of. Yeah. And 50, Hughes, he continues to find a way to get the football.
Stockmeyer knocked it away. Number 23 for the Buffaloes defense. Play fake. Juju Lewis makes the adjustment. That throw is caught at the 25-yard line by Miller. It's pretty clear Omarion Miller is number 10's favorite target since he's come into the game. A gain of 11.
I think it's really smart because he's really talented. He talked to Randy Moss earlier in the season. Josh R. Sims let us know that. And obviously he's not Randy Moss, but he has a lot of those same tools, length, speed, the ability to go up top and catch the football. So it's a good favorite target to have if you're Julian Lewis.
Out of the shotgun. Good blitz pickup. That pass incomplete. Was it intercepted? Yes, on a tip drill. It is picked by Michael Dansby.
But, Tim, is going to be a hold. The reason the ball was errant is because it was thrown with anticipation. The defensive back held the wide receiver, and so even though he held him, he still was able to get hands on the football. So, again, that's a really nice throw by Julian Lewis.
Defense number 23, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, it was Gavin Hunter, 23, that...
This is going to be a really nice throw. You can watch right in the middle of your screen there, a nice route there, and he pulls him. That ball's already halfway there, and so the timing is messed up because of the hold. So good thing they took that interception off the board, because you don't want Julian Lewis coming out of this game with an interception that's not his fault.
Yeah, take the interception off. 8 of 16, 104 yards and a touchdown now. Miller remains the setback, and he'll tote it right here. He gets down inside the 10. I want to finish a quick point about the playoffs in the Big 12 for a second. That win by Texas Tech today was huge, because if they can hold serve and BYU can hold serve, if you're telling me that Texas Tech with one loss is playing BYU in the Big 12 championship game, one is undefeated, one has one loss, I think both teams get to go. Your chance at getting two teams out of this league is through BYU and BYU and Texas Tech holding serve. Miller, nothing there. Well defended. Big fellas that are getting some extra playing time. That's Zach Zalapua, defensive lineman, making the play.
He does a nice job just getting across the face of the center, and he's unevaded to the runner to get him to the ground.
A little deeper into that depth chart here in the late going.
Way deep in those names. I don't envy you, Tim.
Well,
did you say the name? I'm just going to say he. Right after you say the name.
Well, I did my best. He's a very fine Polynesian young man. That's well down on the depth chart at this stage. Miller, the intended receiver. And it's fourth down. You agree with my point about Texas Tech and BYU, potentially?
Absolutely. I think that they've proved this season, especially BYU, that they are a force to be reckoned with. And so should they be punished if they lose in the Big 12 championship? I don't think so. And for a Texas Tech, they've proven that up front they can play with anybody in the country, especially defensively. And so when you have that, and they have that record where if they win the Big 12 championship or not, they only have 2 losses, I just don't think you can keep them out. But we've seen crazier things.
They're going to give Alejandro Mata a chance for a 31-yard field goal here on fourth down. And he gets it through. Yeah, well, if BYU keeps winning and Bear Bachmeier keeps on toting and getting the job done.
Let's talk about, he's a true freshman.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, his resolve, his ability to just have courage in the face of adversity. And in the game against Arizona, he didn't play perfect, right? He made some mistakes, and he just didn't flinch. It's unbelievable to see a true freshman with that kind of poise and resolve.
And if you're wondering why Dion wanted to kick that field goal, he wants to give Alejandro Mata some confidence, make him feel like, you know what, we're going to need you down the road. We need you to get your confidence back. So here's an opportunity for you to put 3 points on the board. Bear Bachmeier wears the number 47. Okay, and you can identify with that, having worn the number 98.
I just don't understand why a guy will wear such a weird number at quarterback. This guy, Bachmeier, man, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm being facetious. The old number 98 for me.
You watch him and you go, are there any dynamic, startling, physical? And you go, not really. The guy is he's just a gamer. He's just an absolute gamer. And I'm sorry, but the national media has been in witness. They've had BYU in witness protection for way too long.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, way too long. They go onside. Ball is loose. There's a chance. But it does appear that Arizona got on top of it. Quincy Craig, 24 on top of it. And a marker down. Why am I not surprised?
You don't say.
They're going to be worn out. Yeah, I mean, Henry Johns may need rotator cuff surgery after this. He's thrown the flag so often. My goodness.
And then such a long conversation about it.
Yeah. They got to shore these things up. They really do. Very noteworthy when the game is out of hand. You notice it more.
think it might be a blindside block. It wasn't super malicious, but it was a nice shove in the back.
Right.
Play on. I would let that one go.
I think it's a play on. I'm sorry. I think it's a play on.
There were 2 fouls on the play.
Oh, there are 2 of them.
Both committed by the receiving team. Offside. Receiving team. Penalty is declined. Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 83. 15-yard penalty. Re-kick.
And we got a re-kick now.
It gives me opportunity to let you know, special teams coordinators all around the country, they tell their special teams, nothing good happens on a re-kick. So I'm going to get on the table here and say Colorado might get this ball back.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Nothing good happens on a re-kick. It's usually for longer kicks because guys are tired if you have to re-kick it. Yeah. However, I'm going to apply it to this as well.
Yeah.
This is what we in TV call first guessing. Colorado gets the ball here.
You did go to those early broadcasting seminars when you were coming out of college, didn't you?
I did not. They just threw me right in the fire, man.
Look at that. He's going as the Hunchback of Notre Dame there. Look at that.
The Velcro didn't Velcro.
We got Arizona's version of Quasimodo on the field in special teams.
And sometimes when you first guessed him, you're wrong. I was wrong there.
Oh, by the way, that would not be a dueling number. That would be an extra number. Okay, and I'm going to be really smart and lay out and go to break, okay?
Tim, I want to let you know, anytime you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around.
You're such a spinner. You're such a spinner. 52-17, 1:55 remaining. Dion and his Buffalo is really struggling. Too many mistakes. Really tough start for Caden Salter. We have seen some bright spots since the freshman sensation Juju Lewis got into the game. Locke remains in for Arizona, handing off to Yarborough again. He's ahead for about 4. Well, you talk about an important game and another team that no one's really been talking about. How about Sorsby and the job he's done at Cincinnati?
I mean, I thought last year that he was a year away. Last year he showed real flashes of ability to just create with his legs, dynamic as a runner. I think in one game, I called him Vanilla Vic, right? I mean, he showed great poise, and you had to take that next step as a passer. He was a great thrower, but as a passer, he had to take that next step, and I think he's done that, and you're seeing the results of hard work over the offseason. I'm really impressed with his development.
Since you said that, I'm going to ask you a question, totally random, but we talk about 98 all the time.
I expect that from you.
We talk about 98 all the time. Now, I know that it was out of love and respect for the incredible, talented Tom Harmon.
Yes.
The greatest of his time.
Of course.
And, of course, the father
Michigan's first Heisman
of Mark
Trophy
Harmon.
winner.
It was a first Heisman Trophy winner.
And all-around great human.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, but what I don't think a lot of people know is why you chose to go to that number. Why was it you that went to 98?
Well,
could have been a lot of other people.
I'm going to just be completely honest, Tim. When they presented it to me that the family thought that I was worthy enough to wear the jersey number of their father.
The family brought
They chose me, and I was against it, man. I'm like, what? 98? Of course, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And guess who I called? I called Denard Robinson. And I said, man, you won't believe what they're trying to get me to do. And he said, what? You better do that.
Oh, yeah.
He said, you wear that number, you play well, they will never forget you.
That's true.
And now I'm sitting on this stage with Tim Brando, and every broadcast you started with, I'm right here with old 98.
With 98.
So I have to thank Denard for that.
Well, there you go.
And obviously Mark Harmon, who right now, if I send Mark Harmon a text, he'll text me back, and we're going to go to his alma mater.
That's right. Do you know when Mark Harmon was quarterbacking at UCLA for Tommy Prothro, the Bruins were actually running the wishbone in the 70s?
That's crazy.
Like, I was a freshman in college in 75. He's running wishbone in 1975.
Tim, I don't know if I told you the story about my experience the night I got number 98, and it's kind of a funny story.
I'd love to hear it.
So Mark Harmon comes, and the family's there, and I'm meeting him for the first time. I've never seen NCIS. I have no idea what the show is. So I see him.
Now, that doesn't surprise me.
I see him for the first time, right? His family's all there, and I say, oh, my goodness. you're the dad from Freaky Friday, a Disney movie that I absolutely love. And he bursts out laughing.
Oh,
his family is laughing. And I'm like, wait, did I say something wrong?
Yeah.
And he says, well, that's not my best work. And then later I find out that NCIS is like a world famous show. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, there have been only like 3 spinoffs.
Yeah, and I remember
NCIS New Orleans. I mean, I could go on.
And a year later, we did a Make-A-Wish kid at Michigan.
Right.
And this kid was a big fan of NCIS. I found it out, and at the very moment I found it out, I said, well, I wonder if Mark will answer the phone. I call him. He talks to the kid, he sends him copies of all the show. I mean, amazing person, just like his father.
Since we just learned, by the way, if you're wondering how this came up, during the break, Devin and I were informed we will be at UCLA, and it'll be your first trip to the Rose Bowl.
My first trip.
That's a bucket lister. I'm here to tell you, I don't care how many fans show up, it's still a bucket lister. And
I could do it with, guess what? Hall of Famer, Tim Brando.
But were you aware also that Mark Harmon was the first sexiest man alive in People magazine?
It's not something I was researching. I did not know that.
Yeah, he was the first ever sexiest man alive.
I don't know why you know that, but that's cool. I mean, I don't know. You came in second that year, didn't you?
Yeah, right, sure. They did a cable magazine version.
Oh, Pop-Tarts.
Oh,
look at
at that.
I love a good Pop-Tart. Especially, I like my filling to be red. I don't like the chocolate and cinnamon and all that garbage. Give me the red filling.
I'm sort of an apple guy myself. Juju Lewis, boy, every pass is just a dart. This one is complete to Farrakhan Jr. for first down.
And Tim, when he first got in the game, what did I say? His ability to pass the football is his strength. And obviously, on that drive, he picked up a first down with his legs.
Yep.
You can see him shaking out that right hand. But his passing ability is something that they were super excited about when he got there. And you know, he just has to figure out all the other stuff. But hopefully that hand is well, it's not okay because he calls a timeout, takes a knee there.
He's bending those fingers back. He is.
That's unfortunate.
Well, you don't want that to happen, that's for
of course.
sure.
He's playing so well. He's gaining confidence with every single throw.
And
it's always when you throw the football and it hits a helmet of somebody in front of you and you kind of lose feeling. I mean.
And you know he does not want to come out of the game.
Oh, absolutely not. So you know he probably can't feel his hand.
Yeah.
That's probably what the issue is. And he's like, well, I can't play this play.
There have been stories of guys, I want to say, Fafita at one point got hit and could not feel his hand.
Yeah.
It's happened to a lot of quarterbacks, and it just
ready for play. This involves a 10-second runoff. Please set the clock to 53 seconds.
It's a great job.
5-3.
Nothing happens.
Clock will start on my whistle.
Nothing happens there. I don't see anything. The ball just comes out, and nobody hit him. It doesn't look like. Maybe on the handoff. I'm not sure. It was a really nice job of him riding that all the way in there. But, I mean, it doesn't look like anything is obvious that will make him have to come out of the game, but he did. He does.
He did. And
they were feeling
Dominic Ponder that came in for him, number 22.
They were feeling, right? To see if he can feel it.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope he's okay and can play next week, because that's the one silver lining on a dark, dank, gray evening in Boulder, Colorado. And a big-time sack for the big fella just into the game.
There you go, Tim. Come on.
Yeah, Zach Ziapella.
Yeah, Ziapella.
Ziapella makes the play.
I like the way you did that. I like the time that you took. You know, the poise of a veteran. To read it first a few times before you say it.
Needless to say, as big as my West Coast offense and defense chart is, he was not on it. So Brett Bender working overtime.
Now, Tim,
with the flip card.
As much as we're talking about Julian Lewis earning reps, number 96, Zach Ziapella, watch him in the middle of your screen just bull over the guard. He doesn't get to the quarterback, but I'm telling you, you can do that. I think you can play.
And by the way, that is Yaya Atia that he went right over. He's all of 6'4", 340.
Man.
For Colorado.
Let's just keep an eye on 96.
Yaya got Yaya'd. And Ponder will mercifully bring this one to an end. 52-17, and boy, what a nice win for Brent Brennan and the Arizona Wildcats. They moved to 5-3, and the Buffaloes fall to 3-6. But that young man, hope that hand is feeling good overnight and into next week. Devin, enjoyed it. We'll see you in Pasadena next week. The Bruins taking on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Scott Alexander did a great job, as did Brett Bender and Jack Tuttle. Michael Barshop, Tim Brando saying so long. Now we turn you over to the 52-17. Flip over to Fox and watch the end of the World Series.